Yep.
Good
You
evening,
really
ladies
gotta.
and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Welcome back for another Thursday night of painting and goofing off. Hope everybody out there in TV land's having a good evening. As you can see, I got Justin here with me. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, okay.
Glad to hear
You?
it. Pretty good. I've been busy since I talked to you last. I had to, make dinner, and believe it or not, I actually dungeon mastered for Grim for about an hour plus while I was cooking. I brought some dice down into the kitchen, and I rolled him, through some stuff for his backstory, and we kind of actually left off with a bit of a cliffhanger right
This
before a
is good.
battle. hmm What's up, Mobius? Hopefully, we'll get to finish that up tomorrow, and he'll be ready. And then I just have Armstrong and Raven to do, but Raven still hasn't gotten her character sheet together, so um, I kind of wanted to have that done before we, do a full 2 hours, just one on one kind of thing. So, what are you painting tonight?
I'm repairing that head that fell off the body.
Oh,
Uh,
barbed wire.
no.
Oh,
Before I start more gap filling.
gotcha. I'm
Uh,
actually working. I'm actually working on some miniatures I got for
uh,
our very first video almost 4 years ago. We got a bunch of Dungeons and Lasers stuff. The very first Kickstarter,
yeah.
and it came with this set called the Druid is Right, or Druid was Right, and it's a bunch of mimics and animals that are like clearly intelligent, but not you know not humanoid versions. They're just like cats and dogs and monkeys and squirrels or
Mhm.
foxes, but they're wearing clothes and stuff like that. And since I'm getting my Dungeons and Lasers Kickstarter this month, I got the first notification Monday, so it'll probably be here next week. I had these laying around, and I'm like, you know what? I never painted those. I might as well try to knock those out before I go to full assembly mode of my Kickstarter, because it's nothing but miniatures that need to be assembled and clipped and glued and all that stuff. And it is so many miniatures, dude.
Well, I'm working on this because it keeps sitting here and it's like bulky and because it's in multiple pieces and kind of fragile. I
Mhm.
wanted to get it done and put on a shelf somewhere so it doesn't get broken again.
I did
Uh,
the same thing with Jackie. He had this. His mom got him this dragon head incense holder, and I can't stand burning incense. But it had
yeah.
broken years ago, and it was in a bag for me to fix it. And I'm like, well, shit. I'm trying to knock shit out and get things off my desk and finish up projects. So I glued that together, and it needs a paint job because it was like white clay or resin, so you can see even where I glued it together, you can see the cracks, and it looks like crap. And I'm like, Jackie, go paint this. But he's actually going to join us at some point. He's going to be painting that big Hungar statue, and I'm going to be painting the things that I just talked about. I sent the link out to a bunch of folks that a bunch of regulars. We'll see who shows
Shows
up. I
up.
sent Raven the link. I sent Grim the link. I said, excuse me, I sent the link out to Mac and James L, of course, and Omen and Hungar, and we'll see who shows up. Not really worried about it. Just want to relax because the last 3 hours or so, I've just been running around doing crap. Dinner was great. I had fried chicken and crisp cut fries.
You saw me eat mine. I had shish kebab on a pita with lettuce, onion, and rabbit food, as you call it.
Yeah, I haven't had a good shish kebab, teriyaki, anything in, I can't even remember the last time.
Hmm
I assume
Uh,
that's it was teriyaki flavored marinade, something like
uh,
that.
I don't know, whatever the Greek flavor is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wasn't too freaky. Just kind of meat on a stick until it was cooked, and then pulled off that stick, put it on a pita with some lettuce and tzatziki.
Lettuce and
Tzatziki,
some and what?
tzatziki.
What is that?
You don't know? You don't know tzatziki?
No, never heard of it.
Oh, it's it's a yogurt that's almost a cheese.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, it's Greek food.
gotcha.
Very worldly there in California, huh?
Uh, well, you got to understand my folks. Uh, with their situation, they weren't able to cook a lot of fancy foods. So,
Fancy foods. You don't cook that. You buy that.
uh,
Unless
it,
you make yogurt from scratch at home.
so we ate a lot of really simple foods.
Yeah.
And my dad hated fish and chicken. I don't know
Okay.
why, unless it was fish and chips, which that's always good. But we didn't eat a lot of chicken growing up. So now I make chicken a lot and fish, not so much. A fish and chips restaurant out here is absolutely insane.
Hmm.
And mind you, this was way before the minimum wage got raised or anything. The last time I had fish and chips was, gosh, Jackie was like 4 years old, so like 12 years ago. We told him it was chicken, to get him to eat it. He was like, I don't like this. It don't
Yeah,
taste like chicken. But,
because it wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good, but it was super freaking expensive. And now I can't even imagine what it would be like to go into, the fish and chips restaurant. There's the little guy.
Yeah.
It's,
The other day when hey Jackie.
Hello.
The other day. Hey, the other day when Hungary had that pizza and I had a slice.
yeah.
That was my leftover lunch. And right after I finished that, dinner arrived and it was fish and chips.
Nice.
Fucking glorious.
I'm pretty sure the little guy would actually like it now. He's, his mom worried, when he was a little kid, it was hard just getting him to eat. And he's like, oh, he's never going to want to eat this and that, and and I'm like,
Put it in front of the guy. Don't tell him it's
just
bad.
wait. Right, Jack?
Yeah. I guess.
Now he eats stuff I wouldn't touch.
Rabbit eater.
No, he doesn't eat a lot of veggies, but he does eat a lot of spicy stuff.
Yeah, because you're just. Never mind.
A gringo?
Exactly.
Racist.
No.
I get to use that word. It's the word of my people.
How is it? I don't want to know.
You don't pay attention to lefty.
Yeah, I try not to.
Lefty politics.
Well, I mean, I hear a lot of it from places, but I just don't pay attention. Yeah. They want to believe shit that's not true. What do I care? As long as they're not,
They are.
Yeah, I know.
I shouldn't have designed this hollow. Oh.
So how about you, Sport? How you doing? Jackson? Is anybody out there?
Good.
Just nod if you can hear us.
I am here. Yes.
What's that song about? What's that
Pink
song
Floyd,
about?
Comfortably Numb?
Yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of.
By the way,
Yeah,
you never gave me any water, like a water cup for this.
Oh, yeah, you'll have to get one on your own there, buddy.
Where is it?
You just go get one.
You're a big boy.
We usually use a specific kind.
No, just get a cup. It'll rinse out.
Okay.
I use these medicine bottles,
Yeah.
prescription bottles, just because I know I'm going to let them sit and get stained. But he hasn't painted in a year, so
When we replaced our cups with different ones, I grabbed all the old ones
yeah.
and just put them up here. I just broke one the other day.
I broke a really nice bowl yesterday
Oh, that's
Why'd you do that?
because I
Uh.
was rushing when I was washing the dishes, and it just happened. Wasn't intentional.
You see, you could have done the childhood thing there, Shadwell, and it would have been like super factual. You could have been like your mom, and it would have been true.
No, she's not here.
No,
She won't be back till St. Patty's Day.
I was doing the the stupid thing you say when you're in the schoolyard.
Yeah. I didn't do it. Not me. Your mom did it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
So I'm going to be cooking a corned beef for St. Patty's Day, something I haven't done in
Mm,
longer than Jackie's been alive. Let's put it that way.
yeah. Jackie, have you ever had corned beef?
No.
No. Well, it's
At
good.
least I don't think so.
No,
Well, probably
corned beef
like
hash doesn't count.
lunch meat.
But yeah, I got.
You got a deli slicer?
No.
No.
Wish.
Yeah, they're like $80 on Amazon for like a mid-tier low, like a residential one. Yeah, like $80.
That's not bad, actually. I'm
Yeah.
actually looking at. I'm eyeballing one of those
Like
crunchy
it's
ice machines.
what?
A crunchy ice machine.
Oh
Those
yeah,
soft
yeah, yeah, yeah. They come out like I was talking about going too. They come out round, like half round. Because they have metal pegs, right? And the water condensate forms on them and hardens into ice. Then they pop off into a tray, and if you get a good one, it'll melt, and that water will collect and return into ice.
Nice.
But you got to clean them. You got to clean them at least like once a week. You can't like skimp on that because then you get the potable water thing.
Yeah.
Like water potability speeds up when you're making ice, right? Like it not being potable anymore.
Yeah, and it's the same kind of ice you get at like. But for those of you who don't know, it's that really squishy. It doesn't take a lot of pressure to crunch it with your teeth. A lot of slushes and things like that are made out of it. And summer's
Yeah.
coming.
I was thinking about getting one for in here when I finally, because I plan on renovating this corner of the room, like renovating. I plan on like doing it up nice, but
just tidying it up, so to speak.
Well, I want to redo the walls and put in built-in shelves and shit like that, but I gotta like plan it out and design it. And I was gonna do it last summer, but then I got the coof. Remember when I got the coof?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the weather turned right after that because I had to do all the cutting out front. Yeah, shit keeps getting in the way, and then I keep getting distracted. The weather's been better since then, but yeah.
Yeah, we had rain the last couple of days, and then a couple of days break, and then more rain. I'm really done with the whole winter experience.
Yeah,
I quite like it.
Yeah, of course you do.
Because I'm right.
Yeah. I mind you, most of my excuses are excuses just because I'm lazy. Be honest with you, I won't lie much.
Yeah, I'm just tired of it.
Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces I need to print out.
I can't tell if that's a dog or a fox. Shit.
Hmm.
I know that's
Paint
a
it.
dog. I'm going to paint it like it's a fox. Screw it. Well, kind of. Painting it orange.
Golden Retriever.
No, I'm going to hit it with some washes and stuff to darken it up, but I don't want it the other color that I used on another model. Plus, these minis are so fantastical. You know, they're dogs and things wearing clothes. So I figure, you know what? If they're a little weird, so what?
If they're not eating tacos, it doesn't count. Okay.
We haven't had tacos in a while. You ever had chilaquiles?
I have no idea what that is. Give me a minute.
Those are pretty good, eh, Jack?
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite Mexican food when they're done right. Used to be sopes, but that kind of burned on those after a while. So you looking forward to going to Mexico this year, buddy?
Yes.
Well, just be careful. You gonna do a lot of filming out there, or just chilling?
I don't know.
You're planning your escape from the United States.
Yeah, I guess.
What the fuck is that? Hey, what's up, Hungar? I sent you the link, buddy. Thanks, Derek.
So, what is that thing you were talking about earlier?
Oh,
Chili-
chilaquiles. Okay, basically you take corn tortillas
Mm-hmm.
and you fry them,
Mm-hmm.
and you keep some off to the side crunchy, and then you take the rest and you soak them in enchilada sauce so they get squishy again. Don't ask me why. Um, and then you put them in a pile and you cover them with more enchilada sauce and cheese, onions, tomatoes, maybe guacamole, maybe sour cream, and then you serve it.
Sour cream.
Then you serve it next to a couple of eggs over easy.
Over easy or sunny side?
Yeah, they're usually over easy, but if you prefer them sunny side up, cool.
I love
As long as the yolk isn't cooked, hard, because then you get all those different flavors mixed up,
Yeah.
in like a different kind of sauce, I guess you'd call it, maybe. It's pretty good. It's essentially just a different kind of nachos without beans, I guess, or chicken or meat or whatever.
It can't be Mexican food, man.
It's essentially, I believe, a breakfast dish, but we have it for dinner because who the hell wants to get up and cook all that shit?
You do it the day before.
Nah, because the tortillas just aren't the same if they're not freshly cooked.
Yeah, they need to be good. Because it's usually the best once you start eating it. Once they get kind of soggy, it's not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still good. It's just not as good.
Which is weird because traditionally it's not supposed to be crunchy, but I made that improvement on the recipe, telling your mom back in the day, it's like, hey, they got to be crunchy. I don't want none of these soggy ass chips. What the hell is that?
But I'm telling you, it's not Mexican food.
What do you think it is?
Something that's not Mexican. Maybe it's Chilean or Colombian or something.
It could be, but as far back as I can remember, it's always been on the menus out here.
You just said Mexico twice.
Chilean or Colombian?
Yeah.
Those aren't Mexico.
Well,
Yeah.
they rightfully belong to Mexico.
No. And you know why I know it's not Mexican food?
What?
Its primary ingredient isn't beans.
No, it's tortillas.
You said corn tortillas.
Yeah.
That's not a bean.
Since when did people make tortillas out of beans?
Yeah.
You said there were no beans in it.
No, because occasionally,
I'm doing this one deliberately because in a previous stream, Jackie said beaner was the least inventive slur for Mexicans.
Oh yeah, it's dumb.
But it's because everything you guys eat has beans in it. It was your gross national export for like 5 decades straight.
Yeah.
Wasn't meant to be smart, it was meant to be descriptive.
Kinda.
It's not even that descriptive though. It's not even that accurate of a description.
For a long time it was.
Okay,
Yeah,
for some time
They
maybe.
grew up so fast, Jarek. Speaking of growing up fast, so Buzzball, still a big baby. I wish he would grow up.
Okay, so it shows up as me here, but
And as a wrench.
that's not me.
Okay. What's up, Sci-Fi Voyages? I don't think we've met before.
Yes, we have.
Who is it? You?
Woo!
Okay. My tongue's being so weird.
What was I talking about before the stream
Yeah,
of my channel?
Gotcha. Man, I really did I? Oh, it's right here. I really don't like painting things I'm not in the mood to paint. Sorry, folks. My freaking I need to do something about that. That is pretty freaking noisy.
He's getting the Orgasmo Reader in working order for his next movie. So Jackie, bro, when are you gonna save your father's soul and get him to stop making gay porn?
Wait, since when has he been doing this?
Since never.
Well, no, I know you are. It doesn't surprise me.
Wow. I have to put you both in timeout, it looks like.
Well, then you'll be alone.
I know,
Which
right?
is honestly not that big of a change, but whatever.
Well, if he's alone, you know one good thing will come of that.
Well, nothing good, but yeah.
Well, one good thing will come of it.
What one good thing?
He won't be producing gay porn.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
There are implications if you think about it too much. Don't. The logic trap is nothing you need to think about.
Oh no, I have currently ceased to think about it. I am no longer thinking about it.
Okay, thank you.
Good for you.
Many months ago on a sci-fi chat, we all told Mr. Shadow not to let somebody into the show. And he did. And the second he turned his back, the guy was completely naked and cleanly shaved. And ever since then, Shadow's officially been a gay porn producer.
Oh, since then, yeah.
And retroactively, just because it's funny.
Yeah. No, I thought he was doing it before that.
Yeah, I can believe it.
On top of the drugs.
The drugs were a cover.
That might be it.
What the fuck is my pink?
Folks, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? And stay in school, kids.
Only do his drugs, apparently.
Yeah. If it's not Shadow brand shadow drugs, don't do shadow drugs.
What the hell would that be?
I
Good
don't know.
marketing.
You made it. You tell us.
It's just cornstarch in capsules. But, you know, if the cokeheads will pay for it, the cokeheads will pay for it.
That they will.
Where the fuck is my vibrating box?
You heard it, folks.
Shadow, shake this for me. Okay.
Why does no one else showed up?
Because it's Thursday night and it's still early, and people are probably eating dinner.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody eats like super early like we do. Because I'm so damn old that we eat dinner at 4:00.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did send the link to Raven and Grim and Brian and James L.
Brian's been doing the Uber Eats.
Yeah.
He needs to pay off his medical bills because of the lack of socialism.
Shit. So how's your Hungar coming along, Jack?
Good. I suppose.
I can guarantee you one thing.
What?
It's not as sexy as my barbed wire.
Oh God, no.
Cool.
Cool. That's all you got to say about that? Cool.
Yeah, I've been eyeballing some old school lead miniatures like that. Grenadier put out a line of Colossal Lords, and they're, I think, 70 or 90 millimeters.
Oh, no, don't. I have one. Maybe not from Grenadier. I don't know the manufacturer. I think it might have even been Rob Parthia. But at this scale, it's just a pain in the ass to put them together.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
The material is too heavy to support its own weight.
Well, that's why you pin it.
Even with pins, man.
Really?
Like I ran a fucking piece of coat hanger through the arms on the one, and it just kept falling out.
Really?
And the holes were tight on the coat hanger. And you know coat hanger, like old school, high quality wire coat hanger.
Well, believe it or not, a lot of them are, especially the old Superior models, back in the late 70s.
Holocast?
What?
Holocast?
No, they're solid one piece.
Oh yeah. Well, if you can get a one piece, but then still you get you get droopage, right? Like really bad droopage with the lead.
The ones I'm thinking of, there are some that I would definitely I could see that happening, and I actually had that. I have one that's John Carter of Mars, and I forget what it was. Something like either a sword or something that happened to, and there's nothing I can do except like
cut it off and replace it with different material.
Actually, what I'm doing is it bent in one direction, so I turned it in the opposite direction because it bent slowly over time. So I'm just going to let it bend back into the the opposite direction,
Yeah.
And as soon as it gets kind of straight, then I'm going to make a 2-part mold of it with some blue stuff and maybe dental plaster or something, and
Yeah.
just make up a bunch of extra arms and do that with it.
Yeah.
Because the superior models, most of them are women, but there are a lot of historical figures and movie stars and things like that. And because of their age and their rarity, they're easily 150, $200 a pop. And
Well,
those I probably won't paint, but I might make recasts of.
okay, I was just about to say that maybe cast it
Mhm.
and like you can get 2-part resin or whatever, like
Yeah.
like a $60 kit from Walmart or Amazon from
Mhm.
Smooth On or whatever,
Right.
and just pour
Yeah,
pour
'cause
resin.
as soon as you put a drop of paint on them, the collector value is shit.
Yeah, once you got the mold right, especially if you don't like make a crappy mold, you can just fucking
Yeah.
sell the kit and sell bootleg copies.
Well, I I don't even know if there's anybody around who owns the copyrights to them anymore. It's been so long. Look at the sculptor Ray Lamb. I think he passed away decades ago. And
Mhm.
every one of the sculptures actually has his signature engraved in it. Whatever. But they were amazing for the time. You know, they're hey Owen, what's happening? There's no cartooniness to them or anything like that. Um, they're pretty nice.
This is good. This is good.
I'll have to show them off, well, but not on a live stream because there's
You have to do what I did with
yeah
with
Barb.
with not this figure, but the chick from Shield or whatever.
So what's up, Owen? How you
Oh
doing?
man,
Well, I just came home, so that's always good. But I wanted to take a shower first before I popped on. So
No worries.
we can't smell you. It's all
yeah, I
on your
know,
end.
but you know what? There's a certain point where you're just covered in grime and muck, and you're like, all right, it's
Yeah.
that, and I was rolling in stinging metal, so I can still feel those.
Mm. Well, you're not supposed to roll in it, man.
Yeah, well, it's a little late once you try and go under barbed wire to find that out.
Oh, well, you're not supposed to break into people's property. Huh?
And if you're gonna do it, don't do it in broad daylight. I'm just saying.
That's a great thing. So you do it,
No.
and they have to let you in. No, it was.
So, some of the best times to get into property is during the day.
I realize that.
You walk
But-
up during the.
All you have to do is put a hard hat on and a safety vest and have a clipboard.
And a clipboard,
You can
yeah.
put everywhere.
I know that one firsthand.
I do too.
Although these days, anybody comes up to my door with a clipboard is getting flat out ignored.
Yeah.
It's always for something dumb, and I'm like, yeah, not interested. Or I tell them we're moving. They're like, oh, okay, never mind.
I remember the one time that I did it and told some poor kid, I know you might believe what you're trying to promote, but I'm telling you, it's not green.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but we're doing this. I said, trust me, it's not green. You think it is, but it's not.
No, burning down the forests for wood pulp fuel, not good for the environment.
You know what? Completely turning things into glass. Just so you can put solar panels, so you can feel good and green. Not green. No, it was.
The average windmill costs more carbon to produce.
Everything costs
closest-
more than everything costs more carbon. But that's the
Well,
so what? That's irrelevant. The real point of it is that You're like, well, you tell me which is more environmentally effective. Is when you turn perfectly good farmland into solar panel farms, or when you just dig something out of the ground that no one's seen normally. Oh, and then my favorite is, that plants like carbon dioxide, right? And they like about twice what we have currently. And in the meantime, they're freaking out over something in 1,000 years. Oh my God, we'll all be underwater. I'm like, you'll be dead in 1,000 years. Don't worry about it.
Well, it's the people that will be around in 1,000 years that you don't want to.
Well,
But
you know what?
the sheer fact is what they're proposing will hasten what they're trying to avoid. Not.
Yeah, I think there was this episode I watched of all things, the Men in Black cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a long time ago, right, guys?
It was a good cartoon.
But yeah, it was all right. It was actually, there were some things about it that was actually really good. But there was this alien species that was doing exactly what we're doing now to try to terraform the planet into something more hospitable for themselves. And every time I hear that climate change and all that nonsense, like,
oh, I'm not saying it's nonsense, because I'll tell you this much. They don't want to mention this. What's the biggest one cause of climate change is development. If you put houses, guess what? That's considered climate change if you change it from houses to farms or vice versa or anything else. But they don't want to mention that.
Climate,
it's always
that's geography and infrastructure.
No. I'm telling you right now, because I've done some of this review for FEMA. I have. That's in the definition right there. It says including change of land use, but no one wants to mention that because that won't get everyone outraged.
Yeah,
it's all about taxes. It has nothing to do with. Don't get me wrong. There are bad things that we can do, and there are better things we can do overall. But this whole thing of freaking everyone out. Guess what?
It's deliberate fear mongering.
Yeah, well, of course. Well, you can't get anything done unless you cause everyone to get afraid. But actually, this is my.
There's a reason their fear. It's not just for some weird monetary value that they can gain from spreading it. It's fear mongering for fear mongering's sake. That is the goal: is to get people hopeless and afraid, thinking, "Oh, if we don't do this, we're all gonna die, and we're probably gonna die anyways. We're so doomed. It's so over. The human race is over. We're so screwed."
You're gonna die in 1,000. You're gonna die within 100 years anyway. Stop worrying about it. The other part
that's just a bad way to look at things.
Well, look.
That is a bad way of looking at things. I agree.
In 1990, okay, and have just been hanging around regardless.
It's an anti-civilizational view. Oh, bad.
Well, actually, no. Here's the real point. How many times have you moved in your life? Don't you think you could pick up and move just a little bit inland?
Well, you shouldn't look at it that way. It's like you should look at it as like these people are doing things that will hasten.
I will know because that doesn't really mean anything. The reality of it is all these people freaking out. I'm like, okay, here's what you do: you move 5 miles inland. Ta-da! Yeah. Situation resolved.
Well,
you'll be good. That's the problem is they're freaking out over things that will never affect them, and the people that are affected won't. It's just like for us. It's like, well, Venice was 10 feet higher, 1,000 years ago, and so
yeah,
what?
But Venice isn't like the entire eastern seaboard of continental United States and Europe.
You mean where it's rising right now?
Well, what, Venice?
No, you're saying it's not like it, but the eastern seaboard is
rising.
But it's not sinking, despite what they tell you. It's actually rising. Because there's this thing called glacial rebound.
Yeah,
that everyone's.
I know. The icebergs are the poles have gotten larger in the last 2 decades or whatever, 3 decades.
But no, I mean the actual, it's been rebounding, and they've had data for it for 100 years showing it's been going. The sea level isn't rising on the eastern seaboard; it's actually going down. But they don't want to mention that, so it's like, okay, well, which part of the country? And so, well, yeah, so that's why when you're freaking out, it's like I'm not going to freak out over 2 inches over 100 years. Just is.
No. You're not listening to me, man. they're doing things that will hasten what they're claiming they're
I
trying to
understand.
stop.
I understand what you're saying. I do.
Right,
I'm
so
just going by the
they're in
actual
fact-
data that's out there,
Yeah,
not their models, but their actual data that's
Yeah.
showing things. And the problem is that they're arguing against their own data, which is always bad science.
because it's religion.
I know. Well, yeah, but I mean,
it's why I say the religion I hate more is the cult of science, because it denies itself. There's no one worse on the planet than the cult of science.
I'm all for science, but science is
Well, that I didn't say science. I
yeah,
said the
I know.
cult of science.
I
There's
know,
a
I know.
big
Yeah,
fucking
real
difference
science is-
there,
Real science is taking a back seat to the
right?
new dogma we
The
hear.
cult of science worships at the feet of fucking Bill Nye the Science Guy and
Anthony
what's it-
Fauci.
No, not even Fauci is a fucking propaganda. Like, he's a mouthpiece. He's not even the guy
No.
in charge of that
He
department.
determined who gets what money. That's what it's all about. Money.
No, he's
Yeah.
not even the head of that department. He wasn't even the head over the last 20 years. He was literally the media director of
You don't understand. He controlled funding of who got what.
30 years ago.
No. That includes no.
Not
Now, if
during.
you cross Anthony Fauci, you got zero funding. Period. This is the thing of, that's the reality. Now we can.
It's
say, well,
not even about the money.
uh,
No, it is
Actually,
about the money in science. In science,
there
it
is a
absolutely is
lot
about
of-
the money, because if you don't get funding, you don't get tenureship. If you don't,
Yeah, sure, a
tenure-
lot of it's money related, but that's a part of it. That's a benefit, but that's not the overarching reason why they're doing it.
No, I understand that, but I'm telling you that the corruption science has to do purely with money. That's what it comes down to.
Oh yeah,
Bio-
I'm sure that has a lot to do with what started it.
There's a
basic
lot of
corruption.
scientists.
But then
that
it
are
became a
bought,
much more moral corruption.
Well, you get morally corrupt people in there because they're chasing the money rather than the science. I mean, that's
they're chasing funding.
yeah.
Well, yeah, all corruption is immoral, but
Well, as I tell my son, I said, they're all corrupt, son. Just find the one that's actually corrupt, doing the things that you want done, rather than. I said, I've become too jaded for that. I said, at a certain point, it's just like, but look, it's, we can all talk about power and stuff, but when you actually look at how universities are running, notice how quickly they change when that funding disappears. Oh my God.
Their funding doesn't disappear.
No, their funding does. If you look at a lot of what's going on in the Ivy Leagues, where they're freaking out about their donors. Oh, donors. Yeah, I saw it in the university plenty of times. The donors. That was really the point of having a dean. The dean's job was to chase donors more than anything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why they all freak out. They're like, "Well, we'll just cut funding." You can't do that. Okay, guess what? So
A lot of them need their funding cut.
oh, I don't disagree.
From
Well,
the
I had a
neck.
professor- I had a professor. He was tenured. He stopped doing research for the most part and was teaching 12 classes a year, when the average professor teaches 3. And the dean was pissed off at him. Like, wait a minute. The guy's doing as much work as like 4 of yours, and that's the problem that I really have. Is if you're going to go to university, you should be trying to teach students more than just chasing funding. But that's that there's such a perversion there. And no one wants to admit it. That's why they're like, oh, I'm higher educated. Like, yeah, so am I. That doesn't mean I didn't see all the corruption in there. And what petty childish! Oh my God! If you want to see kindergartners, go look at PhD professors.
Well, what's that show with the guy that played Better Call Saul?
I know who you're referring to.
He did a show. I watched season 1 of it. I hope that they keep
Odenkirk.
making. Yeah.
Let's get his first name though.
I'm gonna fucking look up the show. He did a show where he played an English professor, and they had to cut Better Call Saul.
Well, I thought it was funny listening to someone. I said, well, guess what? If you want to get a degree in history or a degree in philosophy, save your money, go to Amazon, buy 200 books, read 1 book a week. You'll be better educated for far less money.
Well, it's because you'll be less indoctrinated because you'll actually read the whole book instead of just select passages.
Well,
Well,
that
taken out of context.
well, the other
Uh,
part is that you're not wasting your time in it. A lot of time in it either. I mean, no offense, but I said,
Well-
hey, guess what? I want you to
Wow.
spend
I thought
$25,000
it was
a
fun.
year.
Hey, what's up, Cal?
You're supposed to be wasting your time in it, Cal.
All right, let's see. I think I figured out Axon how to create a character class. So along with, I just have to work it out, and then also how to create new races.
Oh, it doesn't. Maybe.
And when you get yours up, if you stop waiting for Venger can get his own, box opening.
Yeah.
It deserves it, damn it. Stop trying to combine and mix it. That's like mixing, peanut butters and strawberry together.
Peanut butter and strawberries go great together.
They may go great together, but my point being is
Yeah. They're fine on their own,
Yeah.
especially when you're eating the
Yeah, I got
peanut
mine
butter with
too.
a chocolate bar.
Cal, but they shorted me a bottle of paint. But then when I went and looked, they said it was out of stock on the shop, but they didn't tell me. So I didn't get it. But I didn't get charged for it. I was like, man, even though I needed the other colors, I wanted the new color just because. Hey, Cal, here's a question for you. Do you use Army Painter washes? And I found out that the cryo wash, which is supposed to just be green, is actually a different color, which kind of bummed the shit out of me because that's the color I've been using for like
Mm.
the last
They had
3
to adjust some colors for coverage reasons.
No, it was actually a color that they put in one of those sets for making terrain that our Army Painter put out a while ago. And so it was I guess just subtly different. Not even really subtly, it's vastly it's a brighter
a lot
green.
of those branded kits, those are totally unique colors in a lot of cases.
Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not.
Yeah. The show that Bob, what's his face, Olenkirk or
Ross?
whatever.
Odenkirk.
Yeah, it was Lucky Hank. There's only 8 episodes of it. I highly recommend you watch it. It's fun.
I'll get right on that with all the other 1,000 things everybody wants me to watch.
You could cram that into a night. You can just put it on and just eat some popcorn.
come on, you can watch things at 12x speed. You just put
I'm
them in
not a
1
fan of the
inch book.
Citadel washes, Cal. Just not. They're too top heavy. Too much upper staining. I want my washes to just go in the cracks
Subtle.
and leave everything else alone. And if they're gonna do a little staining, because I know they're gonna be as gentle as possible. But
Yeah.
so Jackie, I'm painting the all the critters from the Druid Was Right set.
You're wrong.
Is Jack painting anything?
Hungar.
Oh.
But he's not got a camera on because he's weird.
Yeah. No, he's probably doing other things at the same time.
No, not really. Just my room is a mess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Typical teenager stuff.
That's why you angle the camera away from it.
Or you put a black screen behind you, Just saying.
Even though this is the wall, it's still a mess.
Oh no.
So have you heard from Brian?
I haven't heard anything from Brian. I assume, it sounds weird. I hate doing this. Whenever people are going through their things with their family, I hate bothering them. Which sounds weird because usually they want to be bothered, but
Yeah, it's like, please give me a distraction from this crap.
I was just listening to my friend's mother. She has Alzheimer's, and we were discussing things. I was listening to stuff. I said, okay, what? And they mentioned statins being causing cognitive decline faster in Alzheimer's and dementia patients. It's like, uh-oh. And I go call up my parents and warn them. And so
Mm.
it's like,
Jackie's
yeah, it's
probably
always.
Jackie's probably looking forward to me getting Alzheimer's.
He'll be in his 80s before that happens.
Him or me?
Him.
Oh, you've forgotten already.
Nice.
That's okay. When Jackie's coming over and holding your hand and saying, there, Dad, it's time for you to run for Senate, you'll know, you've got it all the way.
Oh.
For anyone that watched the Babylon Bee for that.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to him running for Senate, not me.
All right, I assume Jackie has too much integrity.
Nah, I don't think so.
You're probably right about that.
We'll see. We'll see if Carrie Lake gets elected, then I won't worry as much. But until then,
Is she running again?
Didn't you hear that? I think Cinema dropped out.
Yeah.
So
Carrie Lake.
Carrie Lake was the one that. It's just come on. Didn't you hear all the audio for it? So they're trying to bribe her not to run for Senate. It's like, well, can't you do it next cycle? Can't you do it for this?
I'm thinking Ricky Lake.
No, not Ricky Lake. Oh my God.
No.
There's like 200 pounds difference between the two of them.
Ricky Lake being the skinnier one.
But I'm just not. Whenever I try to
have you seen Carrie Lake?
No, I'm just assuming that.
No. Go look at Carrie Lake. Jeez,
she's smoking.
I will say this much: our politicians have gotten prettier and prettier over the last 20 years. However,
well, the ones that are actually female, you mean?
They all come from modeling agencies now, so.
But they still don't match the European,
Well, Carrie Lake was actually a reporter.
Yeah.
No, that came out. The Republicans, like a whole shit of their mid-tier politicians.
I'm not sure what that means, Al. Could you make sure you got your spelling correct there?
Oh.
Margaret Weiss for VP. She. I don't know what the fuck that is.
I saw the thing with Margaret Weiss. That was the where she's just ripping into. But you know what? I really don't care. VP for what? WotC? That I could go for. Weird.
Wow. Who the hell is Margot Weiss? I'm looking it up right now. Don't worry about it.
She was the one that did Dragonlance. She wrote Dragonlance.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I didn't recognize the name.
I never read.
I never read anything Dragonlance except the.
Well, I also don't really give a shit about authors that much.
I mean, I had the hardcover book, but like most of them, there was just they kept doing more and more.
book. Yeah, I've still got mine. I read it once and I went, "Yeah, I don't really like this."
Well, and that's fine. The problem I have with most of them is that they just kept doing more and more power creep.
Yeah.
I have a problem when a game system or not a game system but a supplement for D&D or anything like that or a world wants to take the gods out of it. You know what I mean? It takes out you're literally chopping 25% of the game because you're uncomfortable or don't know how to run it right or whatever.
That isn't what it did.
There's no gods in Dragonlance.
Yes, there are.
Oh, there are?
What happened is that they disappeared for like 200 years, so no one believed in them. And then the very first Dragonlance module, you find the disc that allows you to start praying to gods and get the
Oh, really?
spells.
What am I
Yeah.
thinking of then?
No. You might be thinking the first module where you weren't allowed to have any spells because there were, quote, no gods. And at the end of the module, you find the things that allow you to know and how to worship them so you can get your spells. But what they didn't do is they didn't allow gods from outside of Dragonlance in.
No, the only thing I ever read from Dragonlance was the hardback book that went with the AD&D books.
Yeah. Yeah, it had,
That would be
it
the
had
first
spells.
module. Right at the end.
As she
Now,
pulls out,
that
he
makes
pulls it-
sense.
Yeah.
Now, that kind of makes sense. I can see that. That would be an interesting story.
No, this book.
Yeah, it has gods in it.
Really? I mean, it's been 20 years.
I know, because the hardback came back after the modules, and so then they started putting in, like, we got paladins, and they gave them spells and other stuff. So it depends on when you're playing it. If you're playing before the War of the Lance, then there are, quote, there are gods, but they're not giving their clerics any spells.
Which is fine by me.
So, yeah, but that was the big momentous thing when you're playing Dragonlance, is that at the end
There's
of
some
it,
decent art in here, that's for sure.
Now, I wouldn't
It's
mind
really
playing a
smart.
good low magic or no magic game.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm going to probably try getting up as I'm starting to become more and more familiar with Axe. The problem is it's 1,500 plus pages to go through, of which, to be fair, it's probably, well, to be fair on this, it's 600 pages for the player, which includes huge sections for like mass battles and strongholds and everything else for that domain play.
I'm a Raven.
That has that domain play, and then what they call basically the Dungeon Master's Guide. What the Judge's Book is what they call it. The Judge's Journal. It's got a lot of things on how to do custom classes. So like when you were complaining about, well, I don't like classes race, it has that, but then you create your own cut. You can create your own custom with approval from the DM.
In this book, hell,
I don't know. She said something, but yeah, it was. But she was taking them to task.
I read the Canticle for Leibowitz.
Well, she just posted something today about it, I think. Anyway, I don't really care because I don't care about 5e that much. So
I've never read a single page of 5e.
5e wasn't bad. You know, the problem was is that there were some things that were abusable, and the problem I had was that the players abusing certain things, but that's true for any game system.
Yeah.
That I have as they added more stuff in, they didn't bounce. But what I thought was funny was it's like I bought the books in 2019. They were kind of cool with the Mordenkainens and the.
Okay, I'll take a look later.
But they gave a lot of cool stuff. There were clerics in Dragonlance. Geez, I know because you could play one, but you know that. What do you think? What's her name? Goldmoon or whatever her name was. But I'll double check. If there weren't any clerics, there were still gods and you still got spells. But you know, it's been years. Dragonlance was never quite my thing, but I know that you know, Legion of Myth, that he really loved Dragonlance, and so did several other people.
Yeah, there's clerics in here.
James L. Shadow City sent you the link.
I sent it to him before the show.
All right. Well, cool. Well,
come on
in, Raven, just
water's fine. Yeah, you know what? I'm looking at this book. The art is really nice.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? I think the art was really good for second edition. I thought, things just got better and better in my.
Oh no, there's some of the artwork here is stunning.
Okay.
Yeah, so for black and white pencil art.
Yeah.
Because you can actually tell it's pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Or charcoal. Some of it's.
Well, we know what happened.
Pictures. I wouldn't mind having larger versions somewhere.
Well, we know what happened now. Chef's like, damn it! I wasted 20 years not looking at this book. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, I was trying to get at earlier on Hungar's show, but I got interrupted. When Bears game comes out, I was
Mhm.
thinking maybe a bunch of us
No
get
worries,
together and
James.
play
Just take care.
that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind playing that for a bit. I'm
And
not
I
a
watched the.
superhero guy, but
Well, I'm not a superhero guy either. Just
well, but I was thinking maybe low level, like barely above just guys like trying to figure shit out, like the boys or whatever. Because he has it so you can play from
I know.
just people running around doing vigilante stuff to
Yeah, if you look at the old Marvel, which is what he's based it off of, they had
Yeah.
you could play because you do have human maximums,
yeah.
which is what some of the characters had, like the Punisher.
Yeah, so a bunch
Yeah,
of Punishers or whatever.
you got to have at least like one power, you know.
Well, I was just thinking, start out like he says it's a game that's meant to be just like you're static for the whole thing, but do like the boys did in the comic.
I've never seen that.
Well, when he says it's static, it means that your character advances during play or whenever it's appropriate for the story.
Yeah,
Um,
or you could not advance physically or like
Yeah.
power wise.
I mean,
But I was thinking, do like a vigilante group, and if there's something that comes up that could cause you to get a power, a bracket or two, no more.
I was thinking something more like along the lines of Heroes, where you get one. You know what I mean? That's it. Just the one, and you work it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just not a. To be fair on this, I'm just not a superhero guy. I mean, you know what? If we're gonna do it, it has to be completely tongue in cheek, like Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zooker.
Well, I'm thinking very short, right? Just
I know. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Is you just
no worries, James. Real quick, James. I saw the battle report for Doom or Doomed. It was interesting, but I'd like to see like more lore, to get an idea of what's, why things are the way it is. Otherwise, it looks like it could be a really good intro to skirmish games. Kind of like Total Party Skills, introduction to role playing.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think is a good monster name for something that's basically similar to a Thrak, but more reptilian?
No idea. I don't know what a Thrak is.
No,
I need more detail.
What's a Thrak?
Isn't that the what they call the Green Martians and?
Oh, Thark.
Thark. Yeah, sorry. Darn it.
Thark.
They call them Thraks. Problem solved. They're Thraks.
There you go.
Seriously, I would go with that.
No, that's what I was going to do because I have a plan that what I want to do, and depending on what the characters are going to do in the future, is whether they fight them or this will become an ally. And I'm trying to make it pretty scary. Well, like I said, Axe allows you to create custom character classes, custom races and stuff, and gives you how to do the experience points and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking making this a gladiator. And
do you remember the Rogues Gallery from back in the day from the D&D supplement?
Oh, no, I do not.
It was one of the very first supplements. It was nothing but a bunch of NPCs. But way back, this is way back when the first books first came out with the Geomorphs books and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Rogues Galleries actually had a Lizard Man NPC who's like a second or third or fourth level fighter, and freaking everybody wanted to run him as a character.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Period of time. Oh man, and because the artwork was top notch,
Mm-hmm.
God, I wish I would have kept that book. I would have never used it, but it had a lot of fun NPCs in there.
Well, see, this is why I feel cheated. Is I want to see what books you have that Max Liao gave you for Axe.
Me too.
It's like you get Venger can get his own. You flip through it, show all the beautiful artwork for Venger and everything else.
No, it's not. He's not sending me a book.
Oh, really? What is he sending you?
He's sending me a custom set of
safety tools.
The Chalk cards.
Oh, okay.
the Chult cards, a dice tray, and a dice holder. All
Okay.
custom matching paint jobs,
Oh, cool.
all that. I'm probably like the only one who wanted any of that crap, but you know what? I look at it as art.
You know what's
And-
funny is you wouldn't think he's a nice guy, but man, he was above board when I won the Chalk book.
Oh no, he is he's a solid dude. He's just, you know, like most of us, very opinionated and
Mhm.
wants what he thinks is best for his family and friends.
Oh no, I know, but I meant like
And-
for me, he was like, "Hey, you want this? Hey, I'll give you the PDF with it too." I said, "Well, I appreciate it if you want." He says, "Yeah, here you go." Okay, cool.
Where
I
was
know, he
this? Was that a convention or something?
No, this was it was online. You know, whenever we were doing something, and like, oh, and so won the Chalk book. I was like, oh, okay. And then he says, "Hey, just send email him what you did." And,
Yeah, I really like Venger because his writing style, not his style, but the content, a lot of it reminds me of David Hargrave's Arduin. If David A. Hargrave was more into adult content, yeah, that's the one. Is that number three?
and the quality of paper is good. I mean, that
Those
he
books
went
are
all
freaking
out for this. He
gorgeous.
went all out for this book. I mean,
Those-
if it was bigger, this would be a coffee table book. Is what he, it's the quality he went for.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
his humor is very, very off the wall.
but
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right, Al. It is.
whether
Oh yeah,
whether it's
his
my-
books are freaking. That book too. You're showing up, right?
No, I like the digest size. I just love it. But
no, I
I
understand. why you
like
digest size.
smaller
I'm just
books
saying.
too.
yeah.
But the thing I don't like about digest books is all my bookshelves have like, not just these ones, but they all have this minimum, or like the shelves are pretty
Space,
tall.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
No.
pegs are, yeah.
Yeah, so
And
you're
so
wasting
they have it-
space.
Yeah, so trying to make shelves for like some of my smaller books, it's just not happening.
Yeah, that's one of the things I hate about the what's it? Not the Tony, the fucking. There's the name for those shelves. Oh,
Billy's?
Well, you know
Billy's,
what?
yes,
you know what? You
Billy's.
can also get the shelves, which I have some of, which are the tree shelves.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
like those.
No, I think they're kind of cool looking myself, but they're not too hard to pull things on and off. But no, I understand why you like
What I don't
digest.
like about them is I can't put stuff on the top. You know what I mean? And I can't put anything but books.
Yeah.
these are also IKEA shelves,
Okay.
but they allow you to
I-
to have like, you see, this is like an
Short
inch. See, this is like an inch gap.
Well,
So-
I understand your like of digest books. I do. But I like the bigger books myself. And
Yeah, I understand it, but you
Sure.
know,
But I'm saying,
And you're-
I will say as much as they're a lot easier in your
Wrong.
hand when you're trying to read it and you don't open them all the way.
yeah.
It's, but they do get kind of thick too. So
Well, obviously, if you're crunching that much stuff into a digest book, it'd be a lot thicker. But then it would be much more like an old school novel, right?
yeah, well, I just want to, just for you there. So there's your digest size.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like a novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, some books, I used to do a lot of traveling and carrying around one Avengers books in a backpack, that wouldn't have gone over so well. But
You know what
digest-
though is the well, let's see. But nowadays, since you get so much in PDF, I put a lot of stuff just on my iPad to read, and then this is what I read in bed. So I get the actual physical book because there's something just about
Holding
like,
it.
okay.
Yeah,
I like the
but
physical.
And besides, when I put my copy of Murk on the shelf with the skull, I don't got like half a foot of space between the top of the skull and the book.
Well, what you're supposed to do in the digest size is then you put you layer them like 2 or 3 high on that, and you put them that way. That's on top of them.
Oh,
No.
no.
I understand you like Morkborg. I do. I do.
Oh
I
no,
can-
no,
Or however you're supposed to pronounce it. So
no. He's
all I can think is if I was going to play
the
that.
Swedish chef. Mark
Yeah,
Morgan.
yeah, well, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is like, okay, who's playing Beaker? In
I
Animal?
would have no problem with that. I think that would be hilarious, especially if you talk like this whole thing, which isn't a hard accent to do.
with Beaker and the what was the professor, whatever his name
Honeydew.
was.
Professor
Alright.
Honeydew.
Ork.
Let's see. What do I want to do?
Now there is a Goblin Borg. So, somebody used the license to make.
I saw the one that
maybe
they
it
have
is
it for
Orkborg.
ships. For the one for ships.
Pirate Borg. Pirate
Yeah,
Borg
yeah.
is pretty good.
Borg, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but what's amazing is that they've put out
or
all
maybe
of the
there is an
others,
Orkborg.
all these other ones out there that are similar, like Pirate Borg.
Is it James L? Is it Orkborg? I thought it was Goblin Borg. If it's Orkborg, it's still pretty good.
You know, Orkborg sounds more.
Well,
fu-
it's a green book with black writing instead of yellow,
Oh, okay, let's see.
and the
Yep,
adventure.
there's Orkborg. Yep.
Yeah, it's Orkborg. Okay,
Well, I'm not saying there isn't a Goblin Borg. I'm just saying there is an Orkborg.
okay. There is an Orkborg. Then he was right. I was wrong. And the adventure at the end, because they usually have an adventure in them, is circus themed, right? The orcs have shanghaied the circus or whatever. I was looking at it, but
Okay.
I don't
All
know.
right. So for my gladiator, what type of armor should I give him? Light or very light?
Or-
I need to figure out first off what is very light versus light. Okay, so very light armor is basically padded or hide and fur armor, whereas light armor is leather. So
Borg.
I'm thinking maybe we'll go to light armor.
Armor's made from people's hide. It's not even cute.
That's kind of my intention, is to make him a complete badass gladiator that you do not want to fight. but it depends on how the players do, because if you can have him as an ally, he'd be pretty awesome.
He started without armor, but then he killed some people. They didn't have armor, but they did have skin.
He just made other bones. He just made other bones. So I was,
That's really good, James. Orcs are actually playing Dorkborg in their dimension. An
Oh,
RPG about role players. That's pretty good, dude.
so I'm thinking I'll give him light. I can always change it back over to something else, but
Leatherface the Barbarian.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
well, no, you're laughing at that, but I was figuring that he just eats the opponents that he kills, but he's not necessarily evil. You know, it's just like, well, this is the only thing they feed me. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that unit of centurions.
It was me or the lion, and I am faster than the lion.
You know what? Well, my favorite is I just have to outrun you for the bear. I'm like, I would just probably kind of stop and let the bear just chase you.
Yeah, I just go back to lunch. I make like I'm running, turn right a little bit once the bear's chasing you, and just walk back to camp, pack my stuff up, go to the car.
He's like, well, he'll be busy with you. I'm good. I can just walk.
There's a reason why I insisted on holding the keys. You know it's your car.
So much for cardio. You're not zombies. Okay. So let's see what weapons I should give him. Let's see.
I like a mace.
Well, I was thinking about that, but there's kind of broad weapons versus, like I said, it's kind of. I mean, I've been thinking about how to do this, but this is for axe. It's kind of easy to make them. It just takes a while to figure out exactly what you want to give them, and you give them extra powers as you're going through it. So, so I'm just trying to. I'm trying to look for where all the weapons are because you have different fighting styles and things like that. It's pretty cool. It sounds a lot more complicated than it is, but once you have it, to me, it takes. I think he really did a good job for turning BX into a more complicated but not hard to understand system.
Mm.
You know, if you're like, oh, I want this, like, oh, okay, you want to be a fighter magic user? Here's what you do. Here's the kind of character you make. Oh, you want this? Okay, here's this class.
I'm just waiting for this primer to dry.
Oh, okay. Blow on it. Blow on it.
No. And why do you sound like the set director on a Shadow production?
because everything is on the wall behind you, so it all looks it all looks dirty, rather than it actually being that way. What are those shadow puppets doing?
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I need to take a break too. Cigarette time. Shadow and buns.
Cool.
You've been here a while, Jackie. We've gotten pretty bad.
What
I'm
happened?
He's just gonna.
I was in the bathroom.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing of value.
Jinx.
You didn't miss anything. Nothing has been missed.
Yeah.
Well, cool, I guess. What were you talking about now, or what are you talking about now?
Making characters.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's what Owen was talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to make characters. Well, I'm trying to make character classes.
Jackie's the black and white logo in the.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Oh yeah, hello, I'm here. I'm the photograph.
Oh.
No worries, Al. He's heard worse.
I love only paying $20 for this chair.
Mm.
You know why? I've decided that it's good enough for me to clean my brushes when it's got paint in it now. I give a paper towel.
Is it like vinyl or fake leather or something?
No, it's like that fabric material, but I don't fucking care if it gets too messed up. It's only cost me $20.
Yeah, I actually need to get new chairs here, but
yeah,
Jackie's so rarely up here.
And I got the stupid ottoman here, so I'm practically lying down.
Nice.
Oh.
So let's see. Yeah, I'll just take any one-handed melee weapons and any two-handed melee weapons. That's easy enough.
Ottomans, they're for when you really want a bed and only have a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So let's see. How many custom powers does that give me? That gives me 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so it gives me 4
Al,
custom powers.
If you're out there, thanks again for that tip, man.
Who?
That really saved my bacon for paint. because I was getting ready to drop like $30 or $40 just to get a couple of bottles of the one color I needed, but instead I didn't have to pay a penny more than, there's like $5 for shipping, and I got 4 bottles of paint instead of paying like $17 for shipping for 4 bottles of paint.
There's a certain point where you're just like, I'm better off buying a lot of paint just so I keep the shipping down.
Mm-hmm. And I really don't want to be doing that right now. I've got a lot of things going on that I'd rather not, get too out of control this month. I'll wait till my birthday month and then I can go out of control. Justin, the Ottoman is for spraying primer without it getting on the floor.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I just said I used the arm of my chair for cleaning my brush.
Cool.
No. Normally that's not cool.
Normally it's not cool.
Normally.
My other chair, that would not be cool. This chair, I don't give a fuck about it. It's either going in the garbage or getting reupholstered. One or the other.
7. Okay, that's cool. And then let's go for 2 more powers. What do I want those?
No. No. Discord. I love the name of this program. Discord.
No.
Do you know the meaning of the word?
What do you mean, like chaos? What are you referring to?
Yeah. It's like the opposite. Like,
You mean exactly what it is at times?
yeah, sometimes, but.
Why would anyone watch? I never understood why anyone watches the State of the Union. It's like, you know what? I can go read it in about 5 minutes instead of wasting an hour of my life.
Pomp and ceremony.
Yeah, well. You know what? Unless it's fun.
I can remember the one with where Nancy Pelosi, revealed her true country colors. And that one was actually pretty inspiring.
If Trump had any balls, he should have arrested her. Had her arrested.
For what? Tearing? I mean, come on.
Well, it's official government property she destroyed.
Had he done it,
You know what? We shred all that crap. It doesn't matter. Do you know how much government property I destroy?
Not that. Those documents, because they're from State of the Union, go into museum archive.
Actually, you only need one. You only have to keep one copy. You don't have to keep them all. That's
besides the point. The point is it would have been done to him, so he should have done it. That's the thing with Trump. His whole administration was him fucking cucking. And everyone in his administration that had his back, he fired.
I know. Well, we'll see. Yeah, well, I don't disagree. That's the problem is, it's just like whenever I go with my boss.
Who's Victrix, James? I've never heard of them.
Victrix? Yeah, they're an old school model making company. They used to do like militaria and stuff like that, like cavalry and Napoleonic stuff. I actually have some of their stuff. They also do airplanes and crap like that. I'm looking around. That's not Victrix.
I thought the Ottoman was just purely for harems. I thought we need, without the Ottomans, we wouldn't have as many harems.
Oh, that's freaking creepy looking.
What is?
I'm outside. You can't see it, but I got this skyline that's just gorgeous with this big single like one cloud that looks like kind of fish shaped, I guess, but there's nothing else. But there's just this one ominous dark cloud right by where the sun's going down.
Mm-hmm.
I get some gorgeous sunsets out here. When we first moved here, I used to take a picture of the sunset every night because it was just always gorgeous.
Yeah, that's always
Then I
nice.
lost
Whenever
them
you,
all somehow.
that's always nice with the desert. I mean, that's one of the things I liked about Texas better than Florida was the sunsets, especially whenever it came right underneath the clouds and turned everything red.
Shadow, I
Gotta say
sent
what, Al?
Shadow, I sent you a link to Vitrix on Discord.
Cool.
Worth checking out. Apparently, they do a lot of 28 stuff. I didn't even notice.
Right. That reminds me, I should make that order from Copplestone before it gets too late. That way I can have it in time for my birthday.
Might be good. They do 1/144 scale. That's 12 millimeter.
That's what, 12 mil?
Yeah, 12 mil. 12 mil isn't a bad scale.
Oh, okay. Vitrix makes ancients, medievals, Napoleonic, and World War II.
Yep.
The only World War II minis I have are Heritage Panzer troops from back in the 70s, still sealed in the blister pack, lead.
I have a slew of model kit stuff, right?
I think it's 10 mil scale.
10 mils, pretty
Yeah,
close.
it was meant to go with a squad leader.
You can slide 12 and 10 into the same games, and they're usually, a couple of tall dudes, a couple of short dudes.
Yeah, I've got a buddy who's a real big old school fan of HeroScape, but I think he sold it. He's gonna freaking be kind of bummed when he finds out they brought it back.
Yeah. Oh, Dark Ages. Oh.
That was really cool seeing that DM James picked up some Dungeons and Lasers. He's gonna dig that stuff.
What the fuck's that?
I have no idea. Dungeons and Lasers?
No, the music.
Oh, I think that's Jackie.
Yeah, that's an
Owen
alarm.
probably had to go take care of his kid.
Vitrix apparently does sticker decals for brown shields if you want super fancy patterns.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I
$7 Canadian a pack.
I've
Looks like there's
always
12.
had trouble with trying to paint crap on shields.
And this stuff's like really ornate.
But then whenever there's like some sort of embossing on a shield or whatever, I always screw that shit up.
Yeah, these look like they have a hole in the middle for the fucking thing in the center because of round shields. Oh, and they got teardrop ones as well. This is good. And they do the flags as well. Nearly $20 for those, though. I like this. They got the shields, right? Because they're decals. The picture just shows them normally, but the banners, because they're paper, you fold them. They got the green crosshatch across them, so you can't just print them out. Not that would be hard to remove, but still.
Maybe L. What do you on, Jackie? Are you on your laptop or your tablet? On.
Yeah, I'm on my laptop.
See if you can pull up the new HeroScape.
Mm.
Yeah.
The new
I-
HeroScape?
No.
The new what?
The ICV2 website HeroScape article. I'll put it in the last chat. I'll put it up
Oh,
here.
Yeah. I'll pull it up and send you the link or the thing.
But you guys can't go onto it?
Yeah. Shadow, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, here we go.
Is this the article? I don't know if you want to skim through it.
Here, let me make it bigger.
Yeah, I could probably do that too on my end. Let me know when you want to scroll down.
Yeah, go ahead. There's some images down there.
Oh, I was clicking on that. Let me know if you want to go back.
No. It doesn't look too bad.
Yes.
I was never a fan of the way they did their hex terrain, but I get it.
It's very like symbolic, not realistic.
Yeah.
It's meant to like be a hex map more than anything else. Apparently, like if you buy the old stuff, it's crumbling like powder.
Mm-hmm.
Now the plastic is just too old. The shit they used.
Yeah, I agree, James. I don't like pre-painted normally.
Yeah. Do you want me to go back or close this?
Yeah, go ahead and close it. Although, like with Dungeons and Lasers, their new pre-painted stuff, it's so good. And like I was telling DM James, I don't know if you could strip them. Most of the stuff that I don't know. Maybe I mean over time, I suppose if you're slow and gentle with it, it wouldn't do too much damage to the plastic. But you're gonna have to primer the whole thing, and that might interfere with the connections for the pieces.
I think when it comes to pre-painted stuff, the more synthetic the material already looks, the better it's going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So like
no. Pine Sol's way too rough on it, and not only that, but the smell. I used to do Pine Sol stripping for a couple of years till I found other stuff. Man, that shit just kills your lungs when you're trying to, scrub it under the sink. It's brutal. That's why I like LA's awesome. It has virtually no smell. It's gentle, and it works fast.
We used to do a Windex bath, right? Like we had it at the hobby store, and you just if it was metal, you dump it in there at the end of the night, and they'd pull it out in the morning for you. You didn't even have to bring it home.
You got to be careful with mixing metal, from different companies and stuff. You can have really drastic results.
It's just sitting in Windex.
Well, it depends on because a lot of cleaners are citrus, and it'll start electroplating miniatures with each other.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Especially
That would explain the pitting.
yeah. If you take a lead mini and put it in with like a lead free mini, and you put it in like a citrus degreaser or other things, the shiny, non lead mini will suddenly turn black, and the other mini will be pitted and just disintegrate.
Mm-hmm.
I made that mistake with some lead minis and some Warzone minis. Fortunately, I was able to strip the lead off the non lead minis, but the lead minis were ruined.
Yeah, that would pound.
Yeah, although I got to admit that the minis that Wizards of the Coast put out a while ago in like the toy section for Dungeons and Dragons, where they used like Hot Wheel paint, real hardcore metallics, didn't look that bad. A lot of those pre-painted figures, they're metal, cheesy pop metal figures that you get. They made like superheroes and a bunch and like Masters of the Universe and stuff like that. They weren't too shabby, but you know, uh, they were expecting to get knocked around by little kids playing on the floor and stuff.
Yeah, like old Burtons or whatever. Old army men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have those thick coats of acrylic on
Yeah, and the hero, the
them, or
the hero clicks and all that stuff.
enamel.
You can take that stuff off pretty easy with I want to say acetone or something like that. Middle managers of the universe. And I used a lot of hero clicks back in the day for scratch building things and doing a lot of different custom stuff. And there's a couple of guys out there on YouTube that's what they do.
Man, I repainted all of my Draconis. All of my Draconis were repainted. They had the
Yeah.
same color scheme because you needed to keep the yellow, blue, red signatory, right? Or the brown for the heroes,
Uh-huh.
because you had the four character types: your low, medium, high, and specialty.
For Mech Warrior.
Hero clicks. In my case, it was Mage Knight.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so the Draconis.
Yeah, Jackie still has some Mage Knight minis in one of his buckets. That was a good game too.
That was the first one.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what.
And the whole rule system fit on a one little
Yep.
3x5 card. So not that any of us ever fucking remembered the rules anyway.
Yep. And the Pyramids expansion was a lot of fun.
Pyramids? I
As a
don't
matter of
remember.
fact, we've got one. Our friend Grim sent us a big giant freaking HeroClix mini that's still sealed in the package. Some sort of giant golem or golem like war machine kind of thing. Yeah, I remember the Black Powder Rebels. Yeah, I dug that game back in the day, and I still have. Oh my god! You know
Steve
the
Golem. Yeah.
those collector cards boxes, those really big ones with like 5 rows. Okay, they're like 5,000 card boxes or whatever. I've got about 10 of those full of Mech Warrior minis and a crap ton of the the special ace pilots and stuff. But the rules were crap until like the very end when they fixed, the movement shoot thing, where you move all your dudes and then your buddy just unloads on everything you've got because you're stuck there standing there with your dick in your hand. Kind of rules.
Yeah. The guy that ran our gaming store, Nexus Games,
Yeah.
which is sadly not there anymore. I yelled at the guy that owned the store, like I give him a what for being stupid. the Mage Knight circle that we had, right? The little club, got into the habit of getting me to pick the boxes because it was a gotcha box game.
Mhm.
Right, that was the thing WizKids was all into, was the random boxes.
Yeah, which was retarded.
It sold merchandise, and
Yeah.
this was good because like the little circle would get me to pick the boxes from the shelf, right? Because the shelf was like behind the counter, like where you are, right? Like
Okay.
behind, and it would be like several rows deep and several rows. It was a shelf, right? It's
Okay.
like, so I'd be like, third one back on row 6, right?
Okay.
It would get a ball rolling, which would cause a bunch of kids to buy more, right? So instead of one being sold, 5 or 6 would be sold at a time. And the fucking guy, Lance, that owned the store, would get annoyed. And it's like, I just caused 5 times the amount of merchandise to be sold by playing a little game here. You don't like selling stuff? You know?
Take care, Derek. I will see you tomorrow.
By turning the picking of the boxes into a game, it caused more of the merchandise to be moved out of the store and money to be put in the register. And you didn't like that.
He probably thought that it was too disruptive or something. That's all I can think.
Nothing else was going, like, we would do this, like, our circle all had the same period off in the morning, so we'd go across the street from our high school.
Maybe he thought you were scamming the system or something.
How?
Like you knew which boxes to pick or something.
How?
I know we had problems like that at one store because back when Magic, you could like look through the packages if you knew how to do the thing.
Like, it would be like if the front counter was your desk you're painting at right now, and the boxes were, where the Shadow and Sun sign is. There would be no way for me to know. And even if I did, like, they were cardboard boxes, not plastic ones.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Sounds like
No, it's just, it was, especially, like, it'd be like a box this big with 7 figures in it, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like stupid. Like, the guys, like, you got someone in your store pushing merchandise for you.
That doesn't make any sense, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I gave him a what for, and then I told his partner, and he gave him a what for.
Good for you. I mean, if I had a shop and someone was doing something like that, I'd be like, "Hey, man, what are you doing tomorrow?" You know, you help me sell 10, I'll give you 1. You know,
Yeah.
something. But back in the day for Magic, I had a buddy who could look through the. He knew how to. He could do it. I just couldn't manipulate the packs, and he'd show me which packs to buy for the really good rares, and then I'd buy the packs. And then I would trade. I would only trade a rare for 2 rares.
Yeah.
Depending on which rare it was, like a Siobhan Dragon or something like that, it'd be 3. But for everything else, it'd be like 2 rares. And then I'd put them in the glass, the next day or whatever, and make some good money.
Mm-hmm. But no, it's you get the one guy who wants, like, the way I would do it is whenever my one friend was gonna go buy a box, right? He played the not the Imperial or whatever it was, the Bitchmade army, right? The basic one.
Yeah.
So most of the figures in the range were of that army. So we get him to go up and buy a box, and he would get a bunch of stuff that was good for his army because most of the range was his army.
Okay.
So that would encourage the other people to buy two because, well, he got everything he wanted by telling Justin to pick the box. So it would give that sort of sensation that if you even got one thing for your army, it was good for you.
Right. We had a really cool arrangement with my group. We'd buy cases of either HeroClix or Mech Warrior,
Mhm.
and each player you got a faction or two or whatever, depending on what was in the set,
Mhm.
or in the whole game. Like I had Steel Wolves and for Republic of the Sphere and whatever. And my other buddy had Davion. The other buddy had whatever the cats were. And so we would just buy a case and
Trade.
split, and not even trade. It's like if whatever piece for your faction, you just got it.
Mm.
So you got all the Steel Wolves, you got all the Davion, you got all the Merrick or whatever, and that was just it. Luck of the draw. But every piece that was your faction, you got it. And so I've got just a and we'd all basically keep like threes, fives, or ones of certain of the pieces. Like vehicles, it would be 3, infantry 5, mechs 1 or 2 or 3, depending on the kinds of mechs.
Mhm.
And we played the shit out of that game. From
How
the very
many how many boxes were in a case? Because it would be the same for Mage
like
Slayers.
24 or 36 or something. It was decent,
Yeah.
And we'd go to this place called Frankensons in City of Industry, and we'd be able to pick up the cases for less, about half price.
Yeah.
And
Because
we'd
you get
sometimes buy
your
3
markups
cases.
100%.
So sometimes we did, pretty good, but now I'm stuck with it, and I don't even think I might still have some rules. I hope I put some rules in the boxes, but too many games before the final set with the finished, more perfected rules. Were just like totally lopsided games.
Yeah, that's never good.
It's like nobody wanted to go first. It's like, no, you go first. Or if you win the initiative, I'm letting you go first. Like, shit. Okay, I moved my pieces 1 inch. You know what I mean? Just because you didn't want to be in that position where you're standing there, you can't shoot, and you're just going to get wailed on. It should have been a unit, a unit, a unit, a unit. Each player only moves part of their army or shoots part of their army, not just this freaking, cavalcade of just freaking death. Pieces just standing there, literally waiting to get shot.
Yeah. That's he's saying there's 12. Was that 12 boxes in a case or 12
There's 12
miniatures?
boosters. It was 12 starters in a case, 24 boosters.
Okay.
Yeah.
The starters is the larger box. Now was that were 12 starters and 24
No, it was
boosters?
one or the other. It was one
Okay,
or the other.
one or the other. Because I'm looking at the picture of the 1, 2. Looks like 4 waves or whatever, 5 waves that they had, and the starter is twice the size as the booster. And it was the boosters I was talking about.
Right. Because after you got one starter, you never needed another one.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
they're also random, so
yeah. And with HeroClix, it was we stopped playing that when I created a team of the X-Men, and their ability was as long as they were, touching, you could exchange health, like one click. This guy don't take it, this guy does. And then you funnel all the health to whoever could actually regenerate, like Wolverine or something. And he was just unloading on my group of X-Men, and it had no effect. It was just, if you played a certain way, you just no damage, or it was pointless. And we divvied them up differently. It was just like whoever was collecting, like one of my buddies, he just wanted a complete set, one of each. You know what I mean? That's all he wanted. And other people wanted, more shield agents and stuff like that, or whatever. And eventually it was like, buy your own, and then we would trade, but it it just it was a good idea, but they clearly didn't play test it enough, I think.
Yeah. Was that like a constant power with them, or just when? Like I could see if
As long as they're touching.
yeah, I could see having that as like a click one ability on all the
Mhm.
team members. Like, so if you had the whole team
No,
and
it
they
was
were,
like the team power. Everybody had it
yeah,
always. It was mind you, there weren't a lot of X-Men in like the first set, I want to say, but as
mhm,
sets came out, it was like, oh, I'm just running the X-Men. I got like 15 X-Men on, as my team. And it's like, you
yeah.
know, Renegade is going to piss off Whiz Kids. Yeah, they might not even notice. It's amazing what they don't pay attention to and what they do pay attention to. Although as soon as they do notice, then it's they'll go all Disney on their ass.
Well, what's Renegade doing?
I think it's the new set of Heroescape. I'm
Mm.
sure Al could explain it better in his next comment.
Yeah, these blue boxes were the ones, Rebellion, I guess. I think they're the ones that we were buying when that happened. It's the Bone Golem, and that was out.
Yeah,
Um,
and I do remember that a lot of the like the super rare kind of characters were like very OP compared to everything else.
yeah,
Point wise.
I had a bunch of tier three, like I had an undead army as well, and I had a bunch of tier three necromancers, and a bunch of really cheap units. So I just run around resurrecting them
Mm-hmm.
every
That's what I
time they
would have
went
done.
down. So it's
That's
like,
exactly what I would have done.
yeah, oh, and like it got to the point with my Draconis army, my dragon army, that I would have to cripple it just to give the other players,
Mm-hmm. And
right.
that's not right. You shouldn't have
Well,
to do
it's just because I stumbled into a min max army
that. Mm-hmm.
like really quick with that, so uh, I would deliberately like stop using, like, it's just like, okay, you guys can field whatever the fuck you want. I'm not using any champions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of sucks when you have to do stuff like that just to compensate for people who didn't you
Well,
know
I lucked into some really good characters in my first 4 or 5 boosters.
oh, okay.
So, and then just being able to field like a really really strong, a really strong small, like, it'd be like you opened up your first few boosters and you're playing the dwarf faction or whatever, and it's like, oh, red steam golem, oh, red steam golem, oh, red steam golem.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Which, the steam golem was a cool miniature. Kind
Mhm.
of poor. The Didn't hold up in the material it was made out of, but it was a pretty cool miniature. Even though I didn't play that faction, I had a bunch of those just because I liked them.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what factions I played. It's been so long.
Uh,
I remember I had I had an undead army, and I think I had an Atlantean army
I don't remember that faction.
or something like that.
Hmm.
I'm working with this. Oh shit! I hope that's the right color. This Mecha Wash from Vallejo. Man, it is the thinnest wash I've ever come across.
That's not necessarily bad.
No, especially when you're trying to do white and you just want a little gray in the crevices.
Yep.
But it's actually really hard to find now. But it's, I mean, your light dry brush game better be on point when you do go to, bring back the white. I've always loved this wash. I use it for so much. But white is like, I don't know why. I mean, I do, but white for me is like one of the hardest colors to work with to get it to look. It's like, okay, I'm doing white. I primer it. I'm done.
You know what I told James the other day when he was talking about yellow? Put down brown first. Yeah.
I thought pink was the color for yellow.
It depends on what kind of warmth you want it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a true yellow, it's a light brown or orange. For you with the white, put down a gray or a blue, a light blue. It depends on what warmth you want it. You want it to be, or brown, right? Like you could do brown as well if you want.
Well, I'm actually going for like a stormtrooper white.
So
Usually.
gray.
And
do like a whole ship gray.
And then just dry brush everything white.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I didn't do that with these pieces. I primered them white. Mind you, I primered them, almost 4 years ago. And
that's not good, man. Primer goes off. You're supposed to paint your miniature within 6 months of priming it. Usually 3. Otherwise, it overcures and the paint doesn't bind to it properly. Chemistry, bro.
Yeah, well, I've learned a lot in the last 3.5+ years. Like a massive amount.
So, if your paint flakes off of that, that's why.
So, Jackie, how's your Hungar coming along?
Good, I guess.
Is he hungry?
You want to show us? Or not yet?
No, I won't.
Okay.
He's not hungry. That's what it means.
Yeah, he's not. It's true.
But this wash here, let me put the cap on and show you this.
Yeah.
It's literally the thinnest wash I've ever used, and
that's how it's supposed to be, man.
Yeah. A lot of washes are they feel like vegetable oil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's so thin that I've got to I'm working on like this polar bear, and I've got to literally like turn the mini upside down and back over because it just runs onto the base.
Too much on your brush.
No, it just gravity just pulls on it really strongly. It's sit
it upright and take a clean brush, and just whenever it starts to pool.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I
that way you don't get pooling and tide marks in the wrong place from moving it around too much. Uh,
'cause I literally wanted it. You're right. I should have primered it gray, but I wasn't gonna re-primer it. And there's only one out of the two out of the lot that I want white. But it is just the most bare minimums of color. When it finally dries in the areas, it's like barely there. Except this one area on the helmet is just that's going to be a pain. Because it's like this bear wearing like a space helmet and a space suit. So it's got a big smooth area of the head, the helmet, but it's totally stained gray now. But
yeah.
my vending machine's starting to turn out pretty good.
This is all good. This is all good.
But this is these minis in front of me right now are all I'm going to do this month. I think it's 24 because I know next week I won't be painting.
No painting next week?
No, it's just going to be I'll paint until I get the Kickstarter, and then it's just going to be clip, sand, glue, primer onto the next thing. I might do some zenithols just so it'll show up better on camera. But I thought it was going to be like 500 minis that I'm getting, but it turns out it's more like 800. Yeah. I have no idea where I'm going to put them either. No idea whatsoever.
Jackie, you're moving out.
Yeah, probably. It wouldn't surprise me if he did that.
Now I've got an idea. I saw some. Really
No, Jackie. I'm getting a divorce. His Shadow's response.
No, I'll move out. I'll get an apartment, and it'll be nothing but shelves and miniature cases. I'll be sleeping on miniature cases. No, I found these really cool, like like those big plastic cheap totes, with the crappy lid. Well, I found some that are more less rounded on the edges, or straight, square, cubic, or rectangles. A couple of feet by,
plastic
whatever.
office boxes.
Kind of. They actually lock and everything, and they're only like $25. In Shadow, you know what? Cal and I are pretty close in the crazy amount of minis we have. But I found good deals on pluck and pull foam, so I can just start making my own miniature cases, and at least for like the Dungeons and Lasers, which is just crazy amount of minis.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can have like a uniform system, because throughout my house I've got probably 10 different brands of miniature cases in the 10s and 20s, and a lot of them most of them I'm never going to use, literally never, because they're older than dirt and unpainted lead, stuff like that. As soon as I can, I'm going to sell off a big chunk of the lead, because I'll be replacing it with recasts. So that way in 20 years, someone who owns my old collection will own a pile of dust, and I'll still have the miniatures. I thought I pulled that color.
Yeah, like 20 years. He's not. Someone else will own the garbage. He'll still be there.
Oh no, lead rots.
I know.
And 50-year-old lead doesn't have much life left in it.
If you paint it, if it's primed, sealed, and painted, it'll last longer. Like it'll still be around. I know. I have a a chaos dwarf. I'll go pull it out of the closet because this thing is too thin. Give me a minute.
Oh shit. What was I going to use this? Oh, shit. Forget what I was doing.
Stupid fucking AR-15.
Justin's digging deep. Hey, what's up, Brian? Long time
What's
no
up,
see, man.
guys?
Painting, man. What are you doing?
Painting. I thought I'd come in and partake in some hobbying.
Cool.
What you guys been up to?
Man, who else just showed up? Is that Omen? Yeah, I think that's Omen. Yep, that's
Oh,
Omen.
now.
It's just Jackie's painting with us. Justin's painting.
What the hell is Justin painting?
I'll have to ask him when he gets back. I think he's actually more like crafting. I think he's doing a repair project on a 3D print.
Oh, okay.
Well, he
So,
said he
hey-
was letting the lacquer set, wasn't he? Or I don't know.
Omen,
Yeah.
I've always meant to ask you, what does an omen owl look like? Do you have a picture in your head of what the omen owl looks like?
I always like the snow owl look myself.
No owl? Okay.
That's the way I was thinking about it. Actually, years ago, my Hawaiian family apparently has a that side of the family. They used an owl, but no one's really specified where that came from or how that came about. But that was just kind of weird. We went to a family reunion out there, and they had the owl as their little totem.
That's cool.
But they couldn't really say where it came from.
Oh.
That's cool. I always wondered that too. But I never got around to asking.
Well, Bum's always trying to get one that looks, so my son's mother, she has a picture because a great horned owl was taking out her chickens, and one of the roosters decided to take it on, and she has this. It's black and white. Well, it's the thermal camera, and you see the owl come in with its claws like this, and the rooster's coming up with its spurs right at the owl.
Oh,
Fight it.
Nice.
That's a pretty cool picture. I'll have to ask if she still has it somewhere. I know she sent it to me years ago, but I don't think I saved it. Or if I did, I don't know where it is.
that's cool.
So what are you working on there, Brian?
I got some. I actually did some airbrushing. I'm doing some
Okay.
dust stuff.
Cool.
That's that. That's the beginning of the ambush.
Yeah.
German ambush color.
So is that airbrush working out for you, or is it just?
I'm. It's yours is soaking right now. I'm soaking
Okay.
it in some acetone. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what kind of stuff is in it. So I'll do acetone first, and if it doesn't clean it, I'll do some sort of. I'll probably try that stuff.
LA's awesome.
Yeah, the LA Aqua stuff.
Yeah, like you said, so I let my friend use it, and he didn't clean it. I was like, really, dude?
That's,
I let you use it for a year, and you just couldn't clean it when I came back. No,
That's not cool, dude. That's really
yeah, it's not cool.
You want to know something though? Do you know what it gives?
No idea. What did he give you?
So you know what? If you didn't clean it, that's okay. You gave my son an electric guitar.
Oh well, shit! There you go. He felt bad.
Actually, I asked him because he was building some of his own guitars, and I said, "Hey, I got this airbrush going." But he I would say because he's done a lot of stuff for me, including giving me a couple of taking me a couple of concerts when his wife passed.
Oh,
I need a OM. I was asking what he wants for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
Yeah,
Palladium.
not cool, Al. Not cool at all.
That's cool.
Yeah, no one cares, L, about buying. That's why we're doing. That's why we're on here. We don't want to listen to an old doddering man.
Oh, is it the State of the Union?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No
Oh
one.
yeah, I forgot he did that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's because no one cares what he has to say. So that's if you want to go to political channel, there's plenty of them. Let's talk about games.
now I have no idea where my Chaos Dwarf Chariot is,
Uh-oh.
but I did find my.
So Brian, how are you holding up? I know with your
I think I'm working my ass off. I just got off like about a half hour ago.
Okay.
Been doing that DoorDash stuff.
yeah.
Like make like $200 a day.
Okay, that's not
That's
bad.
pretty good. Just
Is it
driving
me or
around.
does your hair like grow like a lot?
Dude,
No, it's
it is-
just the angle.
It's not as fluffed up. I think you just. That's what happens when you get off work. Work that many hours. Just goes flat.
Hair.
No, nobody likes my Bilbo Baggins.
Oh wow. Is that a heritage?
Cool.
That is a heritage. Yeah, dude. I know the guy who's got the
I
molds.
have the whole set somewhere,
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Somewhere.
or
What did you
at
do?
least. Well,
I had almost the whole set, but I could not find Aragorn, and I got tired. And then my buddy said, "Oh, I've got the master molds. Just let me know, and I'll hook you up." I'm like, yeah, boy." So I'm gonna sell. I've got some of them still on eBay. I think I might have sold them, and then I've got a couple. Like I've got Legolas, Galadriel, and one of the Hobbits. It's
Okay.
some assembled and primered, but that company is like that's the company that I go farthest back with. That's like, my original first favorite company.
The only one I've opened, and it's just primed and on the windowsill is
Nice.
the Throne of Sauron. Or
Really?
Sauron.
Because he's
the-
also, you're talking like the 25 mil ones.
Yeah, I have the smaller ones that come with the horse. Like
Okay,
the
because
Bilbo.
that same guy, friend of mine, he has all the molds for the entire line of the 25 mil scale as well.
Did he do anything with them?
He sells them.
Okay, so he's producing it then.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's
But not only does he have those, but he has the Star Trek, the original series, as well.
Oh,
Ooh,
interesting.
that's nice. That's the I ever told you the story with my grandfather, where he begged me to give him Gollum.
Oh yeah.
Right?
yeah.
It was from this series, the Gollum,
Repackaged it
Uh-huh.
to
and then just like 3 years later, he gave it to me back for Christmas. It's like
you.
you made me break up a set, so you give.
Yeah,
At
I've
least you
got
got
the for the Star Trek series. It also has a Kirk and Spock in the same scale, but everything else is 25 mil. I've got the entire set still sealed for the Star Trek. And one of these days, I'll just sell the whole set as is, and not break it up, even though I'd make more money. But he's got the whole line of Star Trek. He's got the whole line of Lord of the Rings. He's got most of the line of the John Carter and something else that's really big, plus a lot of other off-brand companies.
Oh, I found some Vitrix stuff when I was moving shit around over there.
I just thought Justin was mad that he had to go to Venezuela or Argentina to see his grandfather. So
No,
Hey, Owen, did you read what Al just posted?
yeah, I did, but he's not an old doddering man. He's middle aged.
Trust
Who?
me, I'm getting really close to the doddering part. Every day, I'm like, what the frick? What was I doing? Just senior
like-
moments coming. They're coming.
It's like
more.
the the tipping scale between like the absorption of like innocent fetuses to keep you young and alive, and it's just not working for Biden anymore. It's not working.
Well, we established earlier on Hungar's Thursday evening shows that Shadow is cheap, so he doesn't use the adrenochrome. He uses the male spunk.
I thought he was just Kane.
Yeah,
Jackie,
the
I'm
lore
sorry.
is all over the place. It's not consistent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
that
like
makes
Blue-
sense.
I thought Shadow was just the fish. That's the
the
He's
fish.
a banned fish.
Man, fish.
what came before human beings? You have to go look at the whole thing for
Oh,
Genesis.
No,
Oh,
no. He's the banned fish.
Ugh.
Look. It was the
I think
whole thing
that's
with the
actually funnier
Dune.
than
It was the whole Dune too much spice when he was a kid.
Yeah, the sand. What do they call them? The sandfish, or what they were?
No, the fish speakers is what I was referring to. For
Fish
the,
speakers. Yeah.
which is different than the sandworm.
I am sticking with the waters of life is sperm jizz. It's just worm jizz.
Worm jizz.
Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking I should probably leave to take a shower. This is as good a time as
Hold on.
any.
Hey, Jack.
Hey,
Jack,
before you
Jack,
go,
Jack,
Jackie.
the problem is that after listening to them, you have to
You're
take
all right,
twice as
man.
long of a shower, and then you have to pray twice as long in the rosary. So there you go.
let's see what you've done.
It's
on
not
Hunger.
against God. I mean, God made all that stuff, right?
No, I mean being around us.
God made us
Ew.
too, so it can't be that wrong.
Well,
Jack, let's see your
sometimes God
progress.
makes mistakes. He corrects them in the afterlife.
Man, he didn't make any mistakes. Remember, he's perfect. He's
No, he doesn't
infallible.
make any mistakes.
He makes no mistakes, and we
The
just can't
mistake-
comprehend. We can't just comprehend his design. That's why.
All right, I
Wow.
showed you. Goodbye.
Oh, we didn't see shit.
Okay, fine. I'll show you again.
Oh, dude.
Who knows that?
Closer angle.
He's painting the 3D mini we made of Hungar.
Oh,
for
right
the
on.
Hungar challenge. Oh God, no, can't have that. That's gross.
What?
Me all big and stuff.
There's some jokes there, but Jackie's still here.
No, Jackie bailed.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, General Custer. Yeah, I was thinking about growing the mustache, but then I remembered the OJ trial and how much everybody hated what's her name's dad. Remember? Who was the woman that got killed by OJ?
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Is
Cole Simpson?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, her dad had the full on, cowboy twisted up, curled up mustache, and everybody just freaking hated that guy. And can't say as I blame him, but he wasn't doing himself any favors, I mean, if you're gonna go that route, you got to wear the cowboy hat and the cowboy attire 24/7.
Well, they probably didn't let him do it in court.
Probably, but it was a lot of interviews and stuff afterwards, and he just had that stupid mustache, and I'm just like, dude,
Guys, Shadow's been in California way too fucking long. He is like giving he's a fucking fashionista Nazi motherfucker saying, if you're gonna do partial, you might as well go whole fucking way cowboy, dude. Don't be a pussy.
Yeah.
Hey! I just spent my time down in Jim Wells and all those
Never
guys are
half-ass
wearing
anything,
cowboy
bro.
hats and stuff. So
exactly.
Never half-ass anything, bro. That's
well,
how you end
you
up.
know what? If you can go dementia, go full Biden. You never go half retard.
Hey,
So-
you were telling poor L not to go political, bro.
I know. Well, you know what? I did two things. I did a political joke, and then I also did what was that movie? Tropic Thunder.
Tropic
Yeah.
Thunder. Tropic Thunder's
Great flick.
God, that's a name I haven't heard in a million years. Snidely Whiplash.
Oh man.
great character.
Why did it sound like the The penguin.
Yeah.
He kind of sound like the penguin a little bit.
Mm.
So what else has been going down? I haven't been on the board in a while. Anything? Any drama?
The game's going pretty good.
Oh, good.
Everybody misses you. Everybody asks when you're coming back.
Yeah, man, I get off around Sunday nights. I usually get off around fucking 10. I'm fucking beat, dude. I've been working 12 hours, 16 hours. I'm tired. Me and Mel will try to make it one time or a few times. We'll try to get in there.
Yeah, I think it was Raven who actually recommended that you let your wife play your other character.
Yeah.
Just to
Before all the crazy, Mel was showing some interest in playing.
Yeah, it's totally welcome to join. I think it would be actually, fun for her.
She's gonna play the dude. I'm gonna play the chick. I always make her squirm when I fucking act the girl. She's like, stop.
I wouldn't have it any other way, Brian.
Fucking hilarious.
Yep. Brian sounds nothing like Jerry Nadler.
No, Brian's coherent.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Raven. She was supposed to join. Grim was supposed to join. Hell, we would have had the whole freaking D&D gang here if they did show up, except for Armstrong, who's probably sleeping.
And good for him.
Dude, that guy is such a nice guy. Seriously.
Is he the Polish guy or Irish or whatever?
Well, he's a Polish guy living in Ireland. Yeah. Just and the
That's
shit that he comes up with. My God. The stuff he just scratch builds out of, whatever. Just such a creative guy. Yeah, it looks like she's still, her and like 1,400 of her closest neighbors are all without power.
Who?
Raven.
Raven? What happened?
They just lost power.
Yep.
It's that great first world infrastructure.
This is what happens when you let PG&E, run amok.
It's crazy.
That's okay. At least it didn't catch on fire, like what happened in.
Where she lives is crazy. She lives on this freaking stupid hill that is just surrounded by freaking forest. If anything like that happened, she'd be toast.
You know what you do? You buy a bunch of goats, and they help clear out everything underneath.
No, I mean trees. I mean like 100-foot.
Yeah, no. Underbrush is what really keeps the fire growing there, Shadow.
Yeah.
But if it, if it was like a lightning strike or some shit like that.
I mean, California has those fucking laws where you can't clear the fucking dead shit in the forests.
And that's why they have so much forest fires.
Exactly.
But it's not just them. Did you hear about the guy in Australia where they fined him like $50,000 and he was the only one that survived because he actually they fined him for clearing his property, but he was the only one that survived, like in his cul-de-sac or whatever, because he cleared his property of all of that stuff. These environmentalists are nuts.
That's insane.
So because he lived, he gets to take the blame or something?
No. They
like
fined him the $50,000. Well, they fined him the $50,000 because he was clearing everything out. But when the fire came through, because he cleared everything out, he didn't get. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? But that's how crazy these people are. They don't care. It's just human beings are bad.
The bureaucracy, just robotic.
Well, I wish it was bureaucracy. It's personal. A lot of it becomes personal. That's
true. I would rather have a robotic, cop. You broke the law. It's black and white, yes or no. It's not like,
I actually thought about that.
Having a bad day or whatever the fuck.
Well, it depends on
or you flash your
who's
titties and get out of a ticket.
Exactly.
Either way, I can't stand that crap.
Because Shadow kept on. Every time he did it, they still gave him a ticket. And then they put it on for
Edward.
indecent
Yeah, every time I
exposure.
show my titties, I always get a fucking ticket and then some.
Yeah, and indecent exposure. It's like, no.
No, it really should just be, like you said, Brian, just universal. You fuck up, you pay the price. Don't fuck up.
Yeah,
Very
if you're
easy.
gonna write fucking law, this whole it's the officer's discretion bullshit. Fuck, that's insane, dude.
That's just asking for,
Well, that's supposed to be like, okay, you were speeding to get to the hospital.
Oh
Kinda
shit, I got a
shit, right.
ticket for that, dude. That exact
Yeah.
thing happened. I get a phone call that my son's doctor says we just looked at his X-rays. He's got some cardiac issues. You need to get him to the hospital right away. I'm like, I fucking book it. A cop pulls me over. I'm in an industrial area going like 10 miles over the speed limit. He pulls me over, and I'm saying, officer, this is a medical emergency. I'm taking my son to the ER. And he's like, I don't care. Now just shut up.
Well, you know what? Here's the. And I understand that. And that's.
I took him to court. I went to
Did
court.
you win?
Fuck no. I went to a jury trial.
Yeah. Why did
6
they give it to you?
assholes. I'm like, okay. I gave him the fucking, I gave him the what is it? The fucking the readings that or whatever, the findings in certain cases where people can speed because of emergencies or blah 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 and whatever the fuck. And I had a fucking note from his physicians that this was an actual medical emergency on the day. Blah blah blah. Blah. They still found me guilty. So guess what? So hold on. So I'm in the. Well, actually, the fucking judge like yelled at me. I'm like, excuse me. She started yelling at me. I'm like, what the fuck? And then she's like, 10 minutes after that, she's like, I apologize, Mr. Cottrell. Whatever. So she apologized for that, but I was found guilty. And during the, the fucking whatever sentencing, she says, can you do, this is just me and my kids, man. I didn't have, this was before Mel was around. I don't have any family here. And they're like, can you do community service? I'm like, can I bring my kids? No. Can you pay how much can you pay? I'm like, I've got like $27 in my bank account. And then I'm saving up that is to save up for a trip to Houston for my son's Friedrich's ataxia fucking doctor. And she's like, can you do this? I'm like, no. Can I take my kids? Can I bring my kids? Can I bring my kid? And she's like, fine. We'll just say you're destitute. I'm like, thank you. I'm fucking destitute. And it'll go in your record. Okay. I'll take a fucking speeding ticket on my record. My whole big record of one speeding ticket.
Why would they give you the ticket? I mean, that's
dude. It was fucking
no.
nuts.
I don't mean the officers. Why would the jury do it? I don't understand.
I don't know. And the DA, why would the DA even push that? During discovery, I sent them all the documentation from my physicians and shit, and they would just say, okay, whatever. But no, they wanted the fucking money or some shit, and
it's all about the money.
Just wasting everybody's time.
Actually, in his case, it's not because that's usually a bigger pay. Because
they
you
paid
may
more
not
for
realize
the proceedings than the ticket would have been worth.
Yeah, you may not realize this, but I knew one lady. She they gave her a ticket because she was at a stoplight. She took off her seatbelt to take off her coat, put it in and then as soon as she took her coat off, put the seatbelt back on while she was at the light. The officer came over, apologized, said, "I have to be taken because my supervisor said so."
Oh God!
You know how long it took her to get a jury trial for that? 2 years.
Jesus.
And here's the
trial.
Yeah, my ass.
Well, actually, this is the interesting part. Is a lot of times they would tell you to go to trial because it takes forever. Depends on where you are. This was in Austin. I said that guy may not. He may not show up. He may not even still be working there.
It's true.
You miss it?
Well, it's not even that because his supervisor said. Well, so a lot of those things are statistics, and it's not even like minimum reporting. It's like Fed statistics that they have to have.
Well,
balance.
A lot of it is called contacts. They're expected to make a certain number of contacts per day, and it's up to their discretion if they give a ticket or not. So it just
But yeah, but the officer showed, right? He showed.
Yeah.
And when I was walking out the door after all that dumb bullshit, right?
Yeah.
I looked him right in the eye. I'm pushing my son in his wheelchair. My daughter's in tow. Oh, check this out, guys. So like I'm waiting for the trial, right? And we're in the bench seats or whatever, waiting in the trial in the courthouse. And the fucking bailiff comes up to me and goes, "Oh, can I give these to your kids?" I'm like, "What is it?" "They're coloring books." I'm like, "What?" He gave my kids a fucking Bell County, courtroom coloring book. So it's like he's giving out all these coloring books, all these kids, of like the parents are there fighting for their freedom or whatever the fuck. And
Wow.
but your kid got a nice little coloring book about the law and what they do at the courthouse and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
So I had a coworker. She was in a government vehicle. She was at a stoplight, and this girl runs into the back of her vehicle. And the officer comes by, and she was complaining because she was Bangladeshi, and she said this cute blonde girl behind her, and he said the officer was like, "Oh, are you okay?" and everything else. And he comes over to my coworker and says, "I need your license and registration." She says, "It's a government vehicle. We don't have insurance or registration. We don't have to. It's self-insured because it's the federal government." He proceeds to give her a ticket, and boy, she was mad. And she said, "This is required." She was showing all the stuff. And the officer's like, "I don't care." And about a month later, the city of Irving gave her an apology for that officer giving her a ticket. It's like, no, it's not my fault for sitting at a stoplight and someone running into the back of me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was in a post office, and some lady drove up. So my son's handicapped, so
Yeah.
at the time I had a minivan, and we were parked there, and I was walking out, and this lady whips in and parks like maybe a foot away from my fucking minivan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Ma'am, can you move your car? Because I can't get my son in because you're." He's a big fucking wheelchair, and that's why there's those spaces between the handicap spots. And she's like, she just walked off, right? I go, "Hey, fucking bitch!" And I started screaming at her, like, "You fucking cunt! Did you hear what I said?" Anyway, I start screaming at her, and Mel's yelling at me, not being so mean. But so then I have to climb on the. So she ran in the post office. So I had to get my son on the other side. I have to move all the shit out of the way to, get him into this wheel. He's in a car seat because he can't sit up. He doesn't have any trunk support. Anyway, so I get in there, and I'm like, then I finally get him in. I'm like trying to get him in for like 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then I get him in, and then she walks out. I'm like, "Lady, that's why we have handicap fucking spots."
Yeah.
Those striped spaces for people with fucking wheelchairs and stuff can move in and out and all that stuff. And she's like, "What's your problem?" I go, "You're my fucking problem." And anyway, so I drive off, and then like a cop pulls me over. Supposedly she's a county clerk.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And she said that I was assaulting her.
Yes.
And the cop pulls me over, right, with my kids in the car. We're going to the library for all places. And he's like, "Sir, did you assault this woman?" And I'm like, "Did you see me assault anybody, officer? And where is this person you're saying I assaulted?" And he's like, "Well, I'm like, look, unless you got some sort of fucking proof, am I free to go? Am I free to go?" I just said, "Am I free to go? Am I free to go? Am I free to go?" And he didn't have anything. He was just trying to, fuck with me or whatever, because I'm sure it was his girlfriend or some shit. And they just let me go because he didn't fucking have anything. He didn't see anything.
I am. Yeah, I had a friend of mine who had gotten run over by a train.
Oh, damn. Shit.
I guess we can't top that one.
No,
Don't
hell
play on
no.
the tracks.
Run over by a fucking train.
Well, there was alcohol involved, and he got.
Of course there was.
I hope so. I hope it wasn't.
And he didn't want to walk around the train, so he went in between two of the rail cars. And
it was like actually him, not like his car. It was like a person. Oh, okay, damn.
Anyway, it ran him over, nearly cut off his legs. He had to drag himself about half a mile across gravel. So he had all of the, so of course he had scars up and down his arms because he was doing that. Anyway, we used to warn people because he would come over to play pool, and they would park in the handicap spot. Like, you really don't want to be there. Like, dude, why? I said. And my friends, because I knew him after the fact, but my friends are going, you need to move your car. They're like, well, what's the big deal? I said, you don't understand. Our friend will literally crush your car if you don't have a handicap sticker.
That I swear, even we had handicap plates. If my son was not in the car, I did not park in a fucking handicap spot. It's like, you guys, people who do that shit are just shit, because you don't understand, if a person's in a wheelchair, they need that extra fucking space just to get around.
Yep. Both my parents had polio from before I was born, and half the time my parents wouldn't even park in those spots just because they're like, I'm parking at a shopping center where I'm going to be, tooling around the whole freaking center. What's another couple extra feet? Let's leave the spot open for someone less fortunate than themselves. And every time they do that, they'd watch somebody, a normal person, fully able-bodied, pull in and think, the space was made for them. Well, apparently it covers,
like I said, my friend would vandalize your car if you did that.
Retards as well, is what I was going to say.
I mean, and they're like, what do you, he kind of had a death wish, it was kind of that thing, but it's like, you really don't want to do this. We're warning you for your own protection. That was,
I just a couple of days ago, I was, I'm door dashing, I'm in a Chick-fil-A, right? Mm-hmm. And some other door dasher swings into the handicap spot. And I'm like, hey, that's a handicap spot. She's like, so? I'll just be a minute. I'm like, yeah, but what about the person who's handicapped? Can't get there, Well, I'll give a shit. And she just walked off. I'm like, that's why you're a piece of shit.
Well, you know what? This is why my goal.
Yes, Brian.
For whenever I park, my whole thing for parking is how easy is it for me to get out? And those handicap spots are a pain in the ass, regardless. But yeah,
even when Jackie and I go shopping and stuff, it's like, let's park close. I'm like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
It's better to get a nice spot, although here in California, it's actually safer to be closer to the store so you don't get mugged as easy. If you've got to walk, a distance, you might not even make it to your car. Someone will scoop you up and throw you in the back of a van.
Yeah.
Look! We keep telling you to
deliver you to Shadow Studios.
It's every time. Shadow walks by and you're like, we got free chocolate. He keeps getting in that van over and over again.
There's a big bear on the side of Shadow's car.
It's the ice cream truck, It's a big ice cream truck. He's like, oh, look,
I've never seen a biker do that. Now, all the bikers I've ever seen, I've never seen that a thing.
What was it?
He says he's never seen that. So,
no, I've never seen bikers. I've never seen bikers take up the handicap spots.
No,
the only asshole bikers I've ever interacted with were the fucking gang guys. You got normal, and then honestly, it was just like the banditos, the booze fighters, the fucking jokers. I got in fight with most of those guys. I swear to God, guys, I'm surprised I fucking made it through my 20s. I was in so many bar fights and shit. Oh my God, dude.
My uncle was the chapter head, the local chapter head for the Angels. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
The Hells Angels?
Yep.
Oh wow. It's like, listen, it's just like, I've known some outlaw biker guys, and that were outlaw, and they kind of had. They were with the booze fighters, and they kind of had this unwritten law that they didn't fuck with people who weren't in the thing. You know, they wouldn't fuck with folks that weren't in the game, like the normal.
Yeah, that's kind of a universal gang mentality. Actually, they often don't mess with other people.
Because it's worse. It's bad for them because when the normies get fucked up, then the cops show up and it gets a lot of heat.
That happened in Montreal. They started fucking gang shooting and all that crap, and that's when things went upside down. It's time for true gluttony.
Yeah.
What is that? Milky Way and peanut butter.
The fuck is it? Peanut butter and chocolate? God damn, dude! Just
Wait,
fuck.
wait a minute. I was just thinking, where's the strawberry?
Why don't you just put some sour cream on there too and some cheese? just to get all of it, just to get it all down there.
Yeah, no, whipped cream. I
Ranch
believe.
dressing.
Sour cream.
There are flavors that you do not
Where's
mix.
the link? Where's your fucking grammar, you fuck? Oh my god. Justin, will you send Connell the link?
Mm.
And someone, can we start a GoFundMe to get him some articles and prepositions?
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Get your furry ass in here.
Give me a minute.
Go.
Oh, guys, that's a story for you. Last week, I get a call, for DoorDash, and it's whatever. It's like Subway, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But I go in, and the guy answers the door, and he looks just like Jack Black. But he's got a nose ring. He's probably in his late 20s though, but he's wearing from fucking neck and the rest of his body a neon like blue and white furry outfit, right? And I'm like, hey there. And he's like, and because his hands are in the furry, they're like paws, right? His hands are paws, and he couldn't grasp the sandwich, right? I'm like, what do we do here, dude?
See, I'm afraid of where this
I
is
would
going
never
because-
ask a furry, what do you want me to do?
Wait.
But he was kind of hiding behind the door a little bit, and he's kind of
What's
like
up,
this,
Donald?
like,
No.
You're looking
Hold it. This is what happened with Brian. Brian's only working 8-hour shifts, and somehow he's turned into 12 and 16.
oh man,
You got some
Yeah,
color
that was
back,
interesting.
And don't worry, I have more.
For what? Color?
Cigars.
I don't give a shit about cigars. You actually have some color.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not at my apartment. I'm at the cigar lounge.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I have the place to myself right now.
They have cigar lounges. What's that? Like a coffee shop, but you smoke?
No,
more
except the people aren't insufferable at cigar lounges.
Yeah.
I'd never been in a Starbucks until I started door dashing, right? So now I know what a Starbucks looks like. Just like,
And you just feel your corporate soul being sucked out.
yeah,
every
it's
time.
just like, whatever. I thought
It's
it was all
Bookstore,
cool.
but without the books.
Oh, damn. You win tonight, El. You win.
Oh,
Best tippy at the guy.
There is a comedian that is a furry to the Raven Griffin, I think his name is, and he is fucking hilarious. Aside from him being a furry, I don't hold that against him, but yeah, he's fucking hilarious.
Well, here's another story from my DoorDash adventures. I get a call to bring some chicken to. Okay, so we have a big VA hospital here in town, right? And there's kind of like a
What the
assisted
hell is
living.
that?
Yeah, Connell, is that yours? Doing the
There's like an assistance living kind of like place at the VA there. But anyway, they order the food, and I go in, and the nurses are like, yeah, down to the left or whatever. I walk in there, and it's a
What the
couple.
hell is
Like
that, guys?
feedback.
There's a couple there, right? And they're like completely fucking nude in their hospital beds. I'm like, I'm sorry, DoorDash, I got your food. And they're like, oh, come on in. Can you put the the basket meal on his, and then I got the nuggets. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
yeah,
furries.
yeah. I guess it was better than furries. Maybe.
No,
I don't know.
No,
I don't
it's
know.
you lost your account.
During not during college, during high school, the high school I went to, I had to knock out like 100. Was it? Yeah, 100 volunteer hours before they let me graduate, which was bullshit because I had everything else and I switched schools. Oh, by the way, you need 100 hours of volunteer work. I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway,
Bad shit.
Yeah,
and
Your shit.
right, my aunt, was a member of the Race for the Cure here in Peoria, Illinois. So she got me some hours, which wasn't a big deal. And my uncle was a radiologist over at the hospital, and so he was able to give me some volunteer hours there. And I'm like, there's only so many hours I could work because I still had to show up for school, I guess.
Yeah, your kid. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was making friends with a couple of the new doctors who were fresh from medical school for their ER rounds. And before before they become doctor enough, it's like I probably should not share stories from the ER. So I've heard some interesting stories. People being naked in their room was one of guy walks in, see what's going on. This guy's butt ass naked in the ER, and they didn't ask him to put on a gown. I've heard that one. He's like, the most common thing is things that you wouldn't think about. I go, okay, like what? Well, hot rods and condoms. And I'll just let you guys' imagination go wherever it goes with that.
Crazy. I mean, I remember I had a girlfriend that was in the hospital for a couple days. I think she had appendicitis or whatever. Yeah, we did it. and the nurse was like knocking and was like, "Give us 15 minutes." But that was an hour in, so don't give me bullshit.
Yeah. Don't lie.
Sure it was. Yeah.
It was like 4 minutes in.
Shit, I wish, dude. I wish I could be a 2-pump jump, man.
That was the hour was them trying to
Well,
Last
are
thing
you
I
hearing
know,
this?
bro.
Mel?
off the gas.
Mel, you hearing this?
Now, this chocolate bar, right,
Good lord, dude.
is the
Hold on,
Mars
hold on.
bar times 2.
Hold on.
What does it say? Mellow? Meteor. Meteor.
Okay, there we go.
Does that got almonds in it?
No, it's a Mars bar. Right?
They're just made by a knockoff. Is that how does that work?
It's
Canadian.
It's made in Turkey.
Oh, okay.
Turkey.
Now, this bar is 50 cents,
Damn.
and I got $5 worth of them last time I went to the dollar store.
Wait. They're only 50 cents?
50 cents for the 2-pack.
What's wrong with them?
They're
They're
made in
from
Turkey. They taste
I
exactly like a Mars
know-
bar.
I know this is not going to sound fairly patriotic, but some of the best chocolate does not come from America.
Well, we
Well,
know.
some of the worst
no,
chocolate
it doesn't
does,
come from
though.
Hershey's. That's
You
the
mean there-
important part. It doesn't come
There's
from
chocolate
Hershey's.
somewhere else in the world? Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
What? Hershey, Pennsylvania does not have the monopoly yet?
What?
I
chocolate
find
American?
their chocolate to be a little sour.
Well, see, it's not high quality chocolate. It's just meant to be. You know?
Oh. What?
Well, you should write that company in Turkey and say you guys are huge in Canada. All us Canadians love this shit.
Actually, you know what? People forget a lot of that stuff is including guns and some other things are really high quality made in Turkey. It's just they're much cheaper.
Oh, wow. Look at
That
that.
looks more
nougat.
like a Milky Way than a Mars bar. Mars
Yeah.
bar's nougat is white
Yeah.
Why does it have to be white there, Shadow?
because it is. It just is. It's always been white.
Oh my god! So I go to this
Carbon
McDonald's once, right? And I ask the like my kids are with me, and I ask, can I get a couple milks? And I go, And she's like, what kind of milk? The normal milk? I said normal milk, whatever. She's like, well, what's normal? I'm like, the white milk that comes out of fucking, I didn't say fucking, but the white milk. She's like, why is the white normal? I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, wait a minute. Are you racist to me or some shit? It's like some black little girl. I'm like, what the fuck? Do cows excrete chocolate milk? No, they don't. It's fucking, oh, okay, give me your fucking manager. Just, and then of course the manager walks up and it's like a 13-year-old kid. And I'm just like, okay, that ain't gonna do nothing. Well, what seems to be the problem, sir?
Are we just
person
watching
thinks
Justin
chocolate
here
milk
eat?
is-
Is that the deal,
Hell
Shadow?
yeah.
Yes,
we're,
yes.
We're gonna
Sorry, I was-
shame Justin not to eat any more chocolate.
I'm just surprised
Do
that chocolate
you
didn't come
hear
with
the
get up
milk.
there
words
with-
coming out of your mouth?
No,
That's
the problem is that Justin has probably gained like 30 pounds in the last year just from all this. It's like,
Oh damn! Oh,
You know,
I
woman.
mean, what we're doing to do is we're gonna have to go on an intervention.
I've
for
taken
Justin.
up eating peanut butter with chocolate bars. You think I haven't gained weight?
That you're at the fucking
let's see.
stage.
Within the last during what was going on, I lost 30 pounds.
Cool.
Good job.
Oh, well, it was a rough way to lose 30 pounds. I don't recommend chemo to anybody.
It is a good diet plan.
It's
Now-
right up there with meth. You know, fuck.
Now, diabetes, it is the final solution. And I have a t-shirt that says that.
Oh, God. I was watching on Netflix. There's a show called The Gentleman. It's based off the guy Ritchie's a movie, The Gentleman. And one of the characters in the movie made me think of you today, Justin. He collected artwork from a fairly well-known artist during the 1930s
And
who
burn
wasn't appreciated for his artwork.
them. Yeah.
All I'm hearing is crickets.
I actually had a neighbor. He had actually some. He had two actual landscapes from a Uncle H.
Uncle
Him and
H.
his him and his
Uncle
family.
In this
They
guy's
actually-
collection was this show is like so full of bullshit. It's funny as hell though. But in the guy's collection of Uncle Hitler's artwork, he had the missing left testicle as well.
That's just
The mystical
retarded.
work.
And it made
Okay,
me think.
so go ahead.
Well,
It made me think of Justin. I don't know why.
I want
though.
to. I want to meet this guy because I'm pretty sure I can sell him some artwork myself.
I
Actually, did anyone ever watch the Boondocks where they had the itis?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Oh,
That's where
God, yeah.
Justin is going. That's where Justin is going.
the itis, dude.
Yes.
The
The
itis
itis,
is real. I don't care what anybody says. The itis is real.
Oh, I'm not
I,
saying it
I
isn't.
know it's real. I,
I
experience
forget
it
this
every
episode.
fucking meal.
I mean, I've yet to go to a restaurant that like beds in it. Go ahead and eat our $20 burger and take a 30-minute nap. Does that come with fries?
Oh, wait a minute. Did any of you ever see the people freaking out about the heart attack grill? Or the heart attack?
In Vegas?
They were going to put one in Dallas right before 2008. Right before the crash in 2008, and all of these Gestapo, nutritionists were going over and they're going, "How can you do this? This is blah blah blah."
That's not right. The Gestapo would have never stopped such a thing. They would have just made you sign a waiver, what you had to do anyway.
No. Gestapo,
Yeah.
you obviously do not know enough about what the Nazis would do.
I know. Trust me, I know more than you.
So did you ever look at their plan for how they have to have all the healthy? Hey, Connell, you're getting feedback back there. Okay.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
I don't know where the feedback's from.
Your
The
speaker is too close to your microphone.
You're probably your phone.
I'm
you
on
turn
my
down.
phone.
Oh, okay. So there's that. But then but yeah, they're freaking out. Look, you can't get more honest advertising than the heart attack grill. You just can't.
True.
I mean, what are they going to do? Are you going to scare people away? It's called the heart attack grill. they literally tell you that no one should be eating their food.
I love the fact that they have a scale outside, and if you weigh more than 300 plus, your meal's free.
Oh, I thought it was 350, but I could be off. I don't know. I've never been.
I refuse to go to Vegas for reasons. I don't
They
want
know
to come
your
back
face too
married.
well, huh? They know your face too well.
No, at least not yet.
We used to have a restaurant called Dangerous Dan's, and it wasn't that bad, but they had the the triple coronary burger,
Oh yeah.
and it was guaranteed to have enough grease in it that should stop your heart theoretically. And it was
Good
like,
Lord.
Theoretically, and people sued them because they didn't get a heart attack.
no, it's like this is the statistical amount of fat that would stop your heart.
But did you know what? That's what I send my son off whenever he goes to camp. It's like, make sure you have enough hamburgers in there, son, for 27% fat and 73%.
It had like a pound of bacon on it and like 4 eggs.
My grandma
Enough
growing up would
cheese
make
to-
her own hamburger meat. She would get like high-end sirloin, well, she get half of a cow and turn like the sirloin nice parts into hamburger meat. Then she'll get some of the tallow and throw it in there because as a growing boy, she didn't think there was enough fat already in the hamburger from like a grocery store. And I'm like, between rugby and boxing, whatever I ate was just gone.
Well, I laughed at the guy that ran that place because when I was a kid, my mom would make burgers. She always made fresh burgers. She didn't ground the meat herself, but she made burgers, and they were always like a pound. Like each patty was a pound. There was no quarter-pound bullshit. It was just like I went to school with one of these things like left over one day, and everybody was at the table was like, "You could cut that in half and make another burger."
And you're
I
like,
might-
"Are you mad?"
My
It's like, no.
my aunt is an amazing cook, cook in her own right. But her hamburgers always drove me slightly crazy because they weren't traditional hamburgers. She'd always put like not random. She'd always like put like bell peppers or onions, and there was always an egg in there. I'm like, this is not a freaking hamburger. This is stuff you could put on top of a hamburger.
My mom would do onion crackers. She'd crush some crackers, and then put an egg when she was mixing all the
If I
hamburger
want
together.
crackers and egg, I might as well make meatloaf.
Right.
I don't know. She was nuts, but
I just
Although,
it worked. It tasted good.
there's this guy who's been showing up on Bruce's channel, keto something, and he talks about making meatloaf and using pork rinds as breading.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
actually, you know what?
You can
Here's
do a
the
lot
weird
with
thing
pork rinds.
Is I remember the last time I had my blood work done, and they went over and they said, "Oh, your triglycerides are awfully low. Let's check it again." So they checked them again. They're like, "They're really low." And I looked it up. And they're like, "Oh, it says you're supposed to be eating a low-fat diet." And I went, "I like guzzle a pound of butter a week." I said, "I'm the last thing that's low-fat."
I think the only thing in my fridge at any given time that's low fat is the yogurt, the Greek yogurt that I use for making certain sauces, but that's about it.
Now,
Oh, no.
do you
I
want
make
to
sure it's full.
do you want to explain to Shadow what tzatziki is?
Tzatziki is a dressing that's served with mainly with gyros, but you can find it with a few other dishes. It's like a Greek yogurt, dill pepper, dillweed, and a few other things.
Yeah,
Cucumbers. It's
You
good.
You want to mix it until it's thick, though. Don't.
Oh
don't-
yeah. I mean,
some people make it thin. You got to
you
keep.
want
How
like
can you
a,
make it thin? It should be
I-
like
I want it to be like a what is it?
Yeah.
I'd say a sour cream consistency.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's about what it should be. When I was in Germany, they always put it on the shawarma. You
Yeah, I
know,
can see that.
they cut it right off there. And of course, in Germany, they always call those gyros. So that's
I
yeah,
put on
'cause it's-
hamburger.
that's what you call it in Greek.
Well, yeah, I've used it.
I know what you call it in Greek, but it actually was always done by the Turks. The Turks
Yeah.
were the ones making it.
Didn't have any ketchup, didn't have any mustard, and I wanted something on my burger other than just the cheese, so I threw some of it on there.
Yeah,
and it was pretty damn good.
It's like
Zeke goes great on a burger with some banana peppers and just a little bit of mustard.
I can see that.
A sharp
it's
mustard.
like the owners of all the Italian restaurants around here are like Serbian or some shit. You know, they're not even Italian.
Yeah, but you know what? Pignetti's is pretty good out here.
Speaking of, I'm thinking tomorrow I am going to my favorite rib place, and I'm going to go see Dune Part 2 so I can get ready for Dune Part 3 in 4 years.
Yeah.
It'll take you 4 years to watch it. I've gotta get myself I gotta download whatchamacallit for the weekend.
Predestination.
Predestination. You watch it
All
yet?
right. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go since I get up in the morning. All right.
All right,
I'll talk
man.
to y'all later.
Take
Take
it
Are
easy.
you
care.
on?
Moment. We'll see you Saturday, maybe.
Yeah.
We're doing precursors.
Precursors?
All right.
Yep.
See y'all later.
See you later.
That was such a tease. I thought he was gone there for a second.
Kick him. Nope, you're not allowed to leave. Get out of here.
After we got done talking about Dune this past Sunday, I had to go back and watch the '89 one.
Hell yeah.
And not '89, '84.
I love it. David
Or
Lynch
somewhere around there.
is awesome.
I like both part one and the old one. After watching it again, I still don't like it, but it does give you more. I'll give you that. It does give you more information than the part of the new one did. I've yet to be able
obviously.
to find the sci-fi version.
It's not
Yeah,
bad. but-
Do you have a torrent client?
I couldn't get into the sci-fi version, and
That's because you're homosexual.
I only made it through. I want to say like the third Dune book, and they just started getting.
Yeah, that's roughly right.
It's
when I
hard to
get off.
fucking read, man. I never finished the first.
It got
book.
weird.
Well, I read the first
listen
one
to
because
the
I was in
audiobook.
Juvenile Hall, so I really had nothing else going on. You know what I'm saying? But
Well,
I couldn't get in. You know, the second one was okay. The third one, I think it was the third one. I still have like 5 or 7 of them in my collection, but it was just.
When I was
Yeah,
digging
yeah.
up the stuff over there earlier, I found my copy of Dune.
Well,
You know what you do?
It was when Leto the second decided that he wanted to become part of the
Leto.
Worms when I got off the boat. I was
Well,
like,
no,
yeah,
he didn't choose. His dad's like, "It's your job. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go to the
That's fair.
desert. Fuck you.
I quit. It's your,
I quit.
responsibility.
It's you get to turn into a giant fucking worm and be the bastard of the universe for hundreds of years."
Yeah, I'm noping out on that.
yeah.
Passed it
Well,
and
Paul
going
went
over there.
blind, I think.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
himself the Nixian eyes.
Yeah.
And he was like, let all of them know there's no shame in having eyes of Nyx or whatever. That was the one. Something like
So,
that.
yeah,
and then he
it's like-
blinded himself so his followers would
What was it?
take the eyes.
Dune, Messiah or something like that. Then the Children of the Dune was the third one. I don't know. I got
What's
to, like,
up,
the third book.
TCG? Long time no see, man. Yeah,
I
I noped out when I think it was Paul's sister, or it was like possessed by by her uncle, the Harkonnen dude or whatever,
Yeah.
and they kept bringing back. I want to say Duncan.
Duncan.
Idaho.
And I
Yeah.
was like, "What? He's dead! Come on, no,
He
stop."
married her, didn't he? Didn't Idaho marry her? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
think
then
so.
she went mad, and then she ended up killing herself because
Yeah.
she realized she was being used.
At some point, I'll probably will auto book the entire series.
You know what you do? Go to there's a channel on YouTube called Quinn's Ideas.
Yeah.
Go to that and just watch all this Dune shit, and you got the whole book. Get those
Okay,
series
yeah.
down.
Before we did our show on Sunday, I found that guy on YouTube, and I
Yeah.
started
Pretty good.
listening to him, so I can just
Well-
He's a fanatic for Dune.
I
Yeah,
don't.
to turn a 60-hour book into a 600-hour lecture course. Really, really good there, Brian.
Yeah.
Do I need to link you to a synopsis of the BattleTech universe again?
Yeah,
The
but I
rub
mean,
is.
but he gets really in depth, and it's
Oh, yeah.
interesting because he's really.
Yeah, I
into
watched him for something else that I actually cared about, and it wasn't bad.
Foundation.
No, I might have watched his Foundation, but it was something else. But yeah, he's a good kid. He'll go far if he keeps it up.
He has gone far. He makes.
I've
millions on that
made
channel.
the argument for YouTube with few people. I mean, there's a lot of stupid shit on there. You can watch stupid shit every Sunday on Cigar DM reviewing movies. But
with this guy.
yeah. But besides from
Oh.
that, there's a lot of creators out there that are giving master classes in their interest, and it's just absolutely amazing. There's a few guys out there. Taste of History. He does meals from different time periods. I fucking love watching.
Yeah. So Brian, the movie we're doing this weekend, Predestination, I recommend you watch it. I think
I'm
you'll
not-
like it.
That sounds familiar, but I'm not sure if I've seen that.
It stars Ethan Hawke. It's
He's a time
Wow.
cop.
yeah, he's a time cop.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I mean, that's more or less what
can't
he
make it.
is.
I got another play test session.
I don't care. You're gay. I know you're making a film. Watch it anyway. It'll be right up your alley. You'll
Okay,
probably
I'll check it out. Predestination.
You'll probably
So,
be able to make the shadow version of it.
Does Shadow freeze, or is he just playing a model?
Huh?
He's striking a pose. That's his La Tigra.
Uh
Yeah.
No, I was looking for the timing out so I could put Justin in timeout. What are you doing?
He's like, fuck it.
so what I'm hearing is Shadow is stepping away from the Sunday night craziness for a while.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
At least until after St. Patty's Day, April. You know, I'll
That's
definitely
fine.
have to.
I
come
was
back
thinking. I have no problem. We're gonna wait to do the Planet of the Apes for you to show up. If you so that
appreciate that.
My only thing was and I'm just thinking about Planet of the Apes. We're not doing movies about apocalyptic scenarios. No apocalyptic scenario sci-fi movies, right?
Oh shit, that kills like all of my picks.
Yeah, or
that-
you're told.
That kills Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. That's post-apocalyptic, yeah.
I mean, there is some time traveling in it, barely.
There's a spaceship.
There's a
Well, they do go back
spaceship,
in time, yeah.
but if it's technically apocalyptic type film. The first one. Once you realize he's on Earth, the gig is up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jackie, when are you getting a fucking grease mobile there, man? When are you souping up the Model T?
Model T.
That's a good question. I don't know. Couldn't tell
Yeah,
you.
you're like what, 15? You're almost driving age, brother.
Look at the hair, man.
Oh, I can't see it.
Just got out of the shower.
He just got out of the shower. But
Wait,
he,
he has
he
hair
looks like
Aberdeen.
Wait.
he does look like he's
He's
getting
all
ready
slicked
to
back with the one
get
little.
into a rumble with the Sharks or the
Yeah,
Jets.
he is.
Yeah.
He
It
starts
looks like he
singing.
walked off the set of Grease.
I know, right?
Where Connell angle?
Hey guys, I'm going to take off. You all have a good one.
Oh,
All right, man.
Party on, Connell.
Take it
See
easy.
you guys Sunday. Well, those who I see.
Okay.
Bye, young Fuhrer.
I take back my whatever it was I just said. I don't know. what
Okay,
it's called.
so real quick, Jack, do not follow in your father's footsteps and not drive. Okay, you're American. You gotta fucking learn how to drive, dude.
I plan to
I
drive.
actually know how to drive. It's just
Oh, you know, he's lying.
So
it's
so
getting a driver's license at this point.
so Benny, how are the Jets?
Which one was the Latinos? The Sharks, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
I'm not. I like musicals, but I'm not gay.
I mean, my mom was huge
There's a
into
fine line.
music.
There's only
And,
one good musical, and that's Little Shop of Horrors. Everything else,
Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. That's my favorite.
never seen it.
It's pretty good.
I like Lord of the Rings, the stage play. There were a lot of songs in that.
Or hell, even like Return of the King, or no, The Hobbit. Was it The Hobbit or Return of the King where they had music in it?
All the the songs by Glenn Yarborough.
Yeah, those are
Oh.
fantastic, dude.
I
Yeah, they-
saw the stage play.
Yeah.
It was outperformed. The stage outperformed the actors. It had more range.
Wow.
They had this thing on the stage that would move up and down. So when they were climbing up the hills, it would look like they were actually moving
That's cool.
upward. It literally outperformed the actors, and they had some really talented actors in that play.
What are you
yeah,
working on? What are you working on, Shadow? What are you painting?
I'm painting some animals from Dungeons and Lasers. The Druid was right. A set I've had in my collection for. What the hell?
I was laying down some base coats for
No,
skin.
okay.
I gotta get that pink in there. At this scale, you need to pre-coat things.
But I did finish here, Brian. Hold on, let me show off Justin.
Okay.
You don't know barbed wire?
Oh, barbed wire. Yeah. barbed wire.
Why does she look like blueberry yogurt?
Because it's a base coat, bro.
Oh,
You
yeah, I
got
don't do that.
because paint is translucent, and if you want a really good job, you need to layer out the colors to give depth. Also, I'm fucking lazy. That's good, man.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Like
really
a,
good.
It's
Man.
a vending machine mimic. The glass.
oh,
is
it's a
built
mimic.
now.
Okay.
That's what that
cool.
red thing is at the bottom. It's his
His
tongue.
tongue.
Yeah,
It's coming along. It's coming
That's
along.
pretty cool.
Got a little
That's
more
why.
work to do.
That's why when we were talking earlier about pre-layering the yellows and the whites with the
Mhm.
brown or gray or blue, yeah, that's how that works because the
I
translucency.
just used this for the yellow.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, your favorite new yellow,
It's
It's not a
up there.
craft
It's
paint?
up there. No, it's Bombay calligraphy ink,
oh,
India ink.
but it's
Yeah.
still translucent, bro.
Well, and that's why I gave it like 3 coats.
huh? It's
The
like
tongue, sure it is.
the word for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Translucent.
Translucent.
And
but
Brian
spelt
apparently
all
is
fucked
reading
up.
chat. The tongue, sure it is. Yeah.
Is this actually that big of a deal?
No, it's not.
Exactly.
He's got like a tiny little scab, half the size of a dime, and
Where?
on his elbow.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
So
what's up,
probably-
nerds?
Hey, nerds.
Long
nerd.
time no see.
What's up, girl?
I mean, it's gross. It's coming off.
Yeah, leave it alone.
But I wants to do a bunch of weird stuff to it.
No.
Peel it off and eat it.
I know.
Tear it up and eat it, or feed it to the dog. One of the two. Don't let it go to waste.
do it in front of somebody that will puke because you ate it. It's super better then.
That's so gross. It's meaty flavored though.
It is keto.
It's kind of like a pepperoni jerky.
There was a girl I remember in elementary school. There was a girl. She's touched, and she would do that. I don't know if she had some sort of skin issue or something, but she'd be peeling off like scabs all over her body and eating it. I just remember that. Just
Oh, okay, El.
yeah.
Now you got my attention. Seven Brides movie had a young Catwoman and Julie.
It did. Julie Newmar was one of the brides. Yeah.
That's tempting, but
In fact,
then I remember, she's probably dead. So
I want to say that it's not her actual voice singing. I
Mm.
think there was a voiceover for her because it doesn't
Really?
sound like her in the movie.
well, she did
Oh.
have a kind of a fake accent in the old
Batman.
Adam West Batman. Yeah,
Julie Newmar though.
yeah, I know.
It's pretty cute.
The finest of the Catwomen, hands down.
I kind of
Yeah.
like Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, she was like my least favorite.
No,
Least favorite? What?
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing Michelle Pfeiffer's ever
I'd
done.
say
that I can
Halle
follow.
Berry would be my least favorite.
I never
Yeah.
saw that one, so I can't rate it. But at least, you know,
Just watch the
Catwoman,
commercial.
Catwoman wasn't supposed to be white to begin with.
Yeah.
You know,
What?
so no, she wasn't.
No.
Yeah, Catwoman was white, dude, in the 40s or 30s.
Well, they changed that in the Adam West one with.
Well, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's not a big deal. But yeah, the original Catwoman was white. and he
I thought
ended
she
up-
was a Latina, to be honest.
No,
Like Puerto
Selena
Rican or
Kyle. Selena Kyle is her name. She actually the Golden Age, like the original Batman, they got married. They had
Yeah, I know, but then she
Yeah.
died.
but I don't think she died. I mean, I don't know, man. When Crisis on
Eartha
Infinite
Kitt-
Earth
Eartha
hit, it
Kitt-
just turned everything
Eartha
to
Kitt
shit.
was an amazing woman, but she was like a god awful Catwoman. There was no chemistry. You could tell she could not
Yeah.
stand Adam West. You could just feel it. And you know, as great an actress and talent as she was, she couldn't fake that to save her
Who?
life.
Eartha
Eartha-
Kitt.
Yeah, she couldn't
She
stand
was.
Adam
I
West.
thought she was hot.
She was cool,
She had
you know,
some good
but
singer, too.
but she was just it just didn't work. You know, maybe if there was somebody besides Adam West that she was, you know, remotely attracted to, maybe.
I don't know. She's an actress. She's supposed to act. You know, fuck, act
Yeah,
like
she's
you're.
supposed to
Well,
act.
there's still chemistry.
Yeah, she could. She. You didn't get the impression that she actually, you know, would ever marry, you know, that particular Batman. And you've got to have that, you know, that sort of chemistry, that illusion, for it to work. That's what it was all about.
Yeah.
Hedy Lamar. Hedy Lamar's not that bad looking.
Oh, Haley Lamar. Yeah,
Mhm.
she was cute.
Well, was.
I honestly can't picture-
My favorite
She's definitely
old
dead
school
now.
girl
Oh,
was
I
Jean
want to picture her
Simmons.
now.
Woo! She was so hot.
She's been worm food for 24 years. So
Yeah, she was
Yeah, exactly. I
There-
don't know, Al.
and that was at issues 85.
What movie was I talking about?
Seven Brides.
Oh, it's a good flick.
Yeah, I've heard of it growing up all my life, but I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, so since neither of you are going to watch the movie I was talking about earlier, Predestination, even though I recommended it for you, bro.
Yeah, I got it. I mean, I got it in my head. I just haven't. Dude, I'm fucking painting.
yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
think you ever were. And it's like,
Oh well, yeah. It sounds familiar. I want to say I've seen it, but
yeah,
the double
I want
back.
to ruin it so bad. I want to tell Shadow.
Don't
I want
ruin
to tell
it.
Shadow what happens. What? Do you care? Will you watch it anyway if you know
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, go ahead. You can tell him.
Yeah.
I'll watch
Okay,
it.
so Ethan, it's based on a Highline, or is it Highline Tale, like a short story?
I'm not sure what was the name of the story.
Predestination as well.
Oh, okay. Doesn't sound
so-
familiar. I've read a lot of Highline.
The only Highline I've ever read was Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
That's about it.
So he's a cop assigned with going back in time to stop a terrorist, right? Who
Mhm.
turns out to be him.
That's
But the terrorist meets a woman who he has the child with that turns out to be him. But the woman was an astronaut who went through time and then had a sex change to become the terrorist
Good
who was
Lord.
he is both his mother, his father, and himself.
Jesus.
And you gotta follow the circle of the happenstance, because the terrorist put a bomb that blew up, obviously, which injured him, so he had amnesia. The character, I don't remember the character's name. So he had to get reconstructive surgery, which changed his face, right? So now he looks like Ethan Hawke instead of the other actor, or technically actress. so
I have not seen that. No.
he's born as a woman, goes into space, comes back, meets a guy, has a son. Turns out the guy is a time traveler who had a sex change because it was actually her.
Fucking weird. It's like
What
three.
What?
It's like three screenwriters went mad trying to write that fucker.
Okay. So the premise of the story, and we're told this in reverse, is there's a woman, right? And she was like super smart, went to space, came back, and then she lives her life, gets a sex change, goes back in time, seduces herself, has a son who in the future gets blown up, gets a face change, becomes a cop to try and go back and stop the terrorist who was in fact himself in the past. So he is in fact his own two parents in the
Weird.
time
Hell.
circle. It's a great fucking film.
That
And
actually
I'm pretty
reminds
sure
me
I'm
of-
missing something there. The
it
movie's called
actually sounds
Predestination. Jack.
familiar. It sounds a lot like the Jerry Cornelius Chronicles from Michael Moorcock. He was one of the Eternal
Moorcock.
Champions.
My God. I would like to have that name. Hey, Mike. Moorcock? Is that what you need? Moorcock?
Hey, Moorcock.
I know. Can you imagine him in gym class?
Oh my God. Moorcock? Hey,
He needs more
Moorcock!
cock.
Oh, dude, we had
And
a
that
girl
was
in
the
my
gym
class.
teacher.
We had a girl in my class. Her name was Jackie Head. Oh, that poor girl.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh.
Hey, what do you drink, nerds? James is apparently buying.
Uh,
Man,
oh.
I'm a gin drinker, right? And I'll buy myself a bottle of Bombay Sapphire. Shit, I get maybe one drink out before Mel fucking just finishes up. She's like, done. It's done. I'm like, what? I had one drink. She's booze hound.
That's why you got to get a separate bottle.
Shit, man. I could barely get anything.
Yeah, but I really recommend watching Predestination, because even now that you know the outcome, you still will be on the edge of your seat. Like, what the fuck just happened? I know the outcome, but did I miss something?
It's like, who? What? He's a what? Wait a minute. She's a what? Man.
50 Cent Turkish chocolate candy bars. Oh.
What's a lap? Whatever the fuck that word is. What's that word?
I don't know. I've never seen it. I just thought
Laparosii? I don't know what the fuck
I
that
thought
is.
he just smashed the keyboard.
What's it mean? What's it mean?
I'm Googling it.
Well, guys, I'm probably gonna bow out. I gotta go work in the morning.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm gonna call it here as well. We've been on 3.5 hours.
Damn,
Got a lot
I
of
got
good
some work done though. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I actually knocked out 2 out of the 24 that I'm going to do for this month, or
Alright.
25, and a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, the Mimic is almost done. I just gotta wait for the back. And there's it's a rather peachy Scotch.
Peachy Scotch. Oh man, that's
Yep.
whew, Scotch is rough. Whew,
But it's peachy.
peachy. But
I thought I was getting the wrong thing.
all right, guys. Well, whatever you guys do in this crazy mixed up world, you keep it weird, okay?
Watch that movie, and
I
you'll
will.
want no more weird shit for a long time. You'll be like, "I'm weirded out, bro."
I'll
I'm
probably
weirded
be
out."
watching it in 15 minutes. I'm like, I already know what happens.
No.
He humped himself and had a baby, and the baby was himself. Woo! All right, guys, take it easy.
Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for playing along tonight. We had some fun. Got some stuff painted. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be doing another top secret video that you guys won't watch, but I'm still going to do them until.
When I haven't watched the last 2 ones, I don't think.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll watch them. Shit, relax.
You'll like the last one I did, the Operation Source Book. You'll love that one because it's actual stuff. It's not fiction whatsoever.
That's cool.
It's real historical stuff. But yeah, everybody have a great weekend. If I don't see you before, and yeah, go out and get some painting done. Play some games. Have some fun. We'll see you guys later.
I'm gonna be here with my office peanut butter. This is
I
not
got
the kitchen
money.
peanut butter. This is
I got
the
money.
office
That shit'll be empty by the next time we see fucking Justin.
It'll be empty by morning. What are you talking about?
Oh shit!
and I just bought it on the 5th.
Damn, dude.
Office peanut butter. It's the
If
worst.
you gotta
thing
go
to have.
out. Go out with peanut butter. Take it easy.
Yeah, I still got 4 chocolate bars. Out of the 10. 10 double packs.
Man.
Okay. I'll
See you tomorrow, man.
Party on. Party
Bye, guys.
on. Oh.